good?
We good.
All right.
Jackass don't know how to work the camera, boy.
Yeah,
New cameraman.
Doing trades and this in Miami. All right, Shalom. We're going to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakudash. Yahweh is the true, holy, and powerful name of the Heavenly Father. Ba'Hashem, meaning in the name, Yahushai, is the true, holy, and powerful name of His only begotten Son, who is the Savior of the nation of Israel. Starting off with the elect within the nation of Israel. And Israel consists of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as well as your Israelite foreigners scattered abroad that may look like the nations where you've been scattered to, but are Israelites. And we're also going to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hope of the elect, pushing out this word in all sincerity and in truth, man. So we are the real Hebrew Israelites. We come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of America, which we're in the midst of, man. All right? You know, to let you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans know that you need to repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Everything that's happening in the earth and politics and everything like that is all going according to prophecy, man. All right, you got all this stuff being spoken about, what, this big tech companies, AI overtaking, you know, and everything like that. This is all moving into what? The MOTB, spoken about in Revelation 13, man. All right, as a matter of fact, let's start off with that prophecy, man. You know, because all roads lead to them implementing that MOTB. That's why you got all this stuff being spoken about how they're doing digital IDs. All right, they aren't just doing that here in the Americas, they're doing that worldwide.
Well, Europe.
Yeah, but Europe started it.
Even if you try to travel to Europe, you need that.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
all the citizens in I think they said the UK.
Yep, in the UK.
Specifically
To work.
You know, you need it to work, and then any Americans or anybody else try to travel there, you need it too. You know, so that's the steps. You know.
Yeah.
You know the process.
That Mexico did it. It's doing it, I believe, or did it already. You know, one of them too. But I saw Mexico talking about it too. You know, so
All the world talking about it.
Yeah.
And you know, you got some silly niggas. Oh, the world is opposite. They fighting each other. So how the MOTB?
Right.
How? And it's like, bro, like, nigga, are you not looking at world events? You know? Can you not see what's taking place all over the world, man?
It's a technocracy. It's a technocracy, man. Everything moving over into that system, man. They had that I forget it's the Economist magazine. The Economist.
Yeah.
Right. So in the Economist magazine, from year to year or every couple of years, they'll put like a release, you know, their magazine, and on the front of it, it'll pretty much be telltale signs of things that they expect to happen in that coming year. All right. Well, if you look it up for this upcoming year, they had robots everywhere.
Missiles.
They had the missiles. They were showing you war. Say what?
Drugs.
They had drugs, pills. All right, syringes. You know what I'm saying? So what? Pestilence, right? And then they had a big ass handcuff, right? Around
over Black Power. The Black Power.
Yeah, the Black Power thing. But it was like also showing what? America, right? So everything is getting shackled down, man. You know, so this AI takeover, all that is leading into what John saw, what we're going to read here in Revelation, the 13th chapter, where they initiate, all right, so to speak, man, or force everybody to get that MOTB, make it mandatory. That's the word, but you got it.
Revelation 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor.
Right, so this is global, worldwide. He calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor. Go ahead.
Free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Right, you go into that word mark, it's the Greek word charagma, which is something physical, something that's going to be inserted into you, man. All right, and you go into the root of that word charagma, it goes into karax, right? Which is what, man? It says a pail or a stake, palisade, right? So that goes into what? The syringe, the instrument used to insert that charagma, man, right? That mark, that MOTB inside of you, man, that chip, you know? And then if you look up the root of that, it says it's an akin to the word grapho, man. All right, which is what the writing, all the information that's gonna be on there, man. You know, so what they're doing is gathering up all this information, collecting it, and they're gonna consolidate it to put it on the micro C-hit. All right, see, once they get done with using all these other things, like they're doing the like we just spoke about, man, the digital IDs, right? They're doing the digital IDs. Yep. They're doing all of that, man, right? So then when they get to start bringing out these C-hits on a mass scale, that's going to be easy flip over. Now it's on your micro C-hit, man. All right?
All prejudice.
Yep. That's it.
Like you said, it's all roads that's going to
to that sea hill. You know what I'm saying? Get where they.
And just considering, like, that's what they want to do, and they're going to use everything to get people to submit to it, man. All right? First, they're going to have people, you know, leaders of you Israelites, of all these different people getting it. See, we're getting it. They're going to ostracize you outside of society, meaning that you can't get access to doing these different things unless you got it. They're doing the same thing, like the brother mentioned in the UK. Now you can't even work unless you got a digital ID, right? So what do you think they're gonna do with the micro C hip? They're gonna do what John is gonna say that they're doing, man. All right, cause all, right? And it's gonna get to the point to where they're gonna start what? Beheading people if you don't have it, man.
Right. And it says that you cannot buy or sell. You go into that word buy, the root of it is agora or agorazo, all right? And it means marketplace. So just what's happening in the UK, you can't work in this marketplace if you don't got that digital ID. It's a prelude of what's to come. All right, so forerunner of that MOTB, you can't buy or sell, all right? You can't work and make money, okay, within this system unless you get that MOTB, okay, unless you get that mark. All right, who's talking about that? All right, if your leader, whoever you following, okay, ain't talking about the digital system that's being established and the mark of the beast being the microchip, then you following the wrong people, man. If they focused on staying here, you following the wrong people. Building in this society, you following the wrong people. The servants of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied against kingdoms, against countries, all right, of war, of evil, and of pestilence. If whoever you following, if they ain't prophesying of war coming to this place, pestilence, evil, bad times coming to this place, on a consistent basis, not just throw it out there here and there. No, that's the main message. The main message is that this place is about to be judged by the Heavenly Father Yahweh in the name of His only begotten Son Yahweh Shai. If they ain't talking about that, beating it into your fucking head, then you following the wrong people, man.
Yeah.
Come to find out, majority of these people is following the wrong people. All right, and it's going to end horribly.
You can grab that.
This is Revelation 19:10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai, worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
Right, so if you have somebody that's proclaiming that they've been anointed, sent by the Lord, they got the spirit of the Lord on them, all right, well then what? They need to be going into these prophecies, man. All right, breaking down these different things, man. That shows the power, all right, of the Lord, man. It's these prophecies, because he said that these things were going to happen, all right, and he's executing on it, man. All right, and the book of Isaiah talks about, all right, go to your gods, all right? Go to your gods, and can they do anything? Have they done anything or said something was going to happen and it happened? You know? They haven't done anything, man. You can't go into the Quran. It ain't going into prophecies, all right? Even these Christians, they got the same book and they not going into prophecies, man. You got Israelites that got the same book and they not going into prophecies, man. This is essential, man, all right? You know, essential, man. And that shows you that the spirit of Yahweh Shai is working through an individual because what? They're going into these prophecies, man. All right? But you got it back in that Revelation.
It's back in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636.
Right, it says 636, right? So when you get any product, all right, you buy anything, they got what the barcode is on your product, right?
Right here.
You go to the store, right? Yeah, you look on your Bible that you got, the Apocrypha Brother Show, it's got a barcode, right? Now the barcode, okay, it has what? 3 guard bars, which represents 6.
Yeah.
So 666, it's a UPC code.
Universal product code.
Exactly. You know?
Universal
Yep.
product code.
Man,
You
what
know?
you got there?
I'm just
And that's the system that's going to be integrated into that C-hip that's going to be put in everybody's skin.
Right. Right.
You know, and this is what John witnessed on the island of Patmos, man, in his vision, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that's why you see all this data collection, you know.
And years ago, the guy, you know,
George
Joseph Law, right? And years ago, when you look him up in Wikipedia, there was a section, because you know the sections in Wikipedia, they break it down like origin and you know history, and there was a section on there that used to say 666 controversy. and you would click it, and you would read about him saying like, yeah, you know, my name, George Joseph Lahr, all had 6 letters.
Right.
And he was talking, and he was into the conspiracy of, you know, the
Right.
666, and
Right.
and they took all that away, man.
Yeah.
You know, that section is not on the Wikipedia anymore, and there's a reason why they took all those things off.
Yeah.
You know, because him, you know, because he didn't create the UPC, you know, somebody before him, but he integrated it into, you know, I ain't went over it in a while, you know, but ultimately all the barcodes that you see, you know, came from this guy, man. You know, and how everything would be, you know, tracked, traded, you know, bought and sold through that system,
Yeah,
that
the
tracker.
UPC system.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. And now what they're telling you is that you're the product. All right. So they want to track, have all your information, your banking information, your health information. Everything is being consolidated into one system, man. All right. Which is going to be what? Go into that microchip, man. Everything is leading to that, man, you know? And they're gonna bring in more dire situations, they're gonna bring in more chaos that's gonna justify, you know, that's gonna justify and look like, look, man, if you take this is gonna solve all the problems. This is gonna solve the health issues. This is gonna be a more convenient system. You know, that's how they push out AI, man, for convenience, man. The whole time, this is military technology, man, all right? The from your phone, your cameras on your phone, you know what I'm saying? They got Alexis, he's recording all your Siri, recording all the conversations. This is military equipment that's been used, all right? That's in everybody's everyday life, right? To gather up all this information, and it's gonna be used against you. It's gonna be used to lock you down, man.
I'll read this real quick. This is George Lahr in Wikipedia, real quick. George Joseph Lahr III was an American engineer for IBM at Research Triangle Park in North Carolina. He published 20 bulletins, held 28 patents, and developed the Universal Product Code, UPC, in the early 70s. He devised the coding and pattern used for the UPC based on Joe Woodland's more general idea for barcodes, you know? So it was the Joe Woodland dude he studied, where he came up, you know, with that Universal Product Code, which, like the brother explained, you know, the first code, the middle code, and the last one, which is those lines, you know, all represents a 6. So it starts with a 6, the middle is a 6, and the end is a 6, man. You know?
Yep. And when you go into the Greek, it's chi psi stigma. 603 scoring 6, 666 is chi psi stigma. That last stigma is a mark of servitude. All right, when you go into that word stigma or stigmata, it means a mark of servitude, man. All right, to show what? Obedience to a God, or to show obedience to a master. So essentially, you getting that MOTB, that's showing you that you're a slave to this beast system. That's showing you that you're a slave to the elites.
Got you
All
right.
right.
This is the Greek word stigma, G4742, a mark pricked in or branded upon the body.
Pricked in or branded. All right. This is not something that's spiritual. Okay. This is physically going to be pricked into your skin.
It's the ancient custom of the all.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
going back into the book of, you know, our law in the book of Exodus, to where if you wanted to be a servant forever, you would get that all bored through your ear, you know, or just like cattle. How do you know that your cattle belongs to you? If your cattle, what the law say, that if you see the enemy ox or something going straight, you bring it back to him. How do you know it's him?
How do you know it's your
That branding.
enemies,
How
right?
do you know that it belongs to your enemy, man? You know, because it's a brand, you see? So that all was a form of branding, you know? And this is what Esau is looking at, what he called the masses of people, Goyim. He calls them cattle. So he's looking to brand his subjects, man. You know, or his slaves. That's what Esau also used to do in cattle slavery, man. You know, he used to brand certain jakes, man, to identify that, no, they belong to me. They also used to brand the runaway slaves, so that everybody would know that this is a slave that was accustomed to running away, man. You know, they showed you that in Django, where he stopped him from branding his wife, you know. But it says, to ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to.
Damn. Pricked into their body. It's gonna go inside of you. Okay?
And what they keep talking about at the World Forum,
I was
and
gonna mention
you
car
know,
slump.
they keep talking about what subdermal.
Being tracked subdermally, which
You
is
know?
under the skin.
They study talking about a move into technology to where you're able to buy, sell, and trade and have transactions.
Yeah.
You know, without a physical ID or a physical wallet or a physical card, credit card. You know.
Well, your boy, the former president Joe Biden, when he was what was he, a senator?
Yeah.
He
Right,
was saying,
right,
I
right.
think it was in 05. He was saying
He told the Chief Justice.
he told him, you will rule on this before your tenure is over, that people will be tracked subdermally. In other words, that there will be a device embedded in the people's skin to track them. Okay? And they're all a part of the same system. Joe and Trump, them niggas is on the same team.
Obama too.
They just tag team you Americans. They just tag team Trump came in, he did what he had to do.
Tag him in.
Then Joe came in, tag Joe in. All right, Joe gave you niggas some type of hope. He brought in a bunch of illegals just so Trump can come back in, get tagged back in, and say, no, we gotta get rid of you, gotta fix this shit up.
Well, it's a program like wrestling.
Yep.
You know, when you watch wrestling, you will see Stone Cold and The Rock, talking shit to the crowd and hyping up Stone Cold, and Stone Cold coming, beats him in the end, and the hero is praised.
Right. So,
but they really best friends.
Yeah,
When they walk out that ring and they go behind them curtains.
They have dinner together.
You know what I'm saying?
Their wives know each other.
They wives know each other. They have dinner. They ride. They roll together. They're road buddies. Like they roll. Yeah, they carpooled on the way to the arena. You know. Well, that's what's happening in the world of politics, man.
Yep.
You see,
Smoking mirrors.
these people are really best friends, man. They're sitting at dinner parties drinking baby blood. Like they're participating in these orgies and these wild ceremonies together, and then when the lights and camera come on,
Showtime,
they in
baby.
opposition against each other and clowning and downing and talking.
Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, Sleepy Joe and talking down on each other. But really behind closed doors, these dudes are best friends. And they blowing each other. Since that just came out.
Trump is superhead.
You know, that just came out. You know? And these ain't things that we're just randomly making up, man.
They bringing it out.
Back in I think it was the 70s when Richard Nixon was president, man. He made a statement about the Bohemian Grove. He was like, nah, there are a bunch of freaks running around. He was like, I ain't with that.
It's a freak off.
And he came out and said that. So there are, so these things that we're saying are backed by factual statements from guys that are in the know.
Yeah.
That had the opportunity to have that was in the circle.
Right. You know?
Your politicians show Diddy how to throw a party.
Clyde Davis.
All right? The people that rule the world, the people that control the resources, whose face is on the money, right? These people show Diddy how to get down, man. And they still talk about how the wicked taught them their ways, man. You know? That's where Diddy got it from. The little freak offs and the little freak shows, man. That's what the rulers of this world, that's what they get into, man. But even on a whole different level. On a whole worse than some goddamn baby oil, man. Okay, they have actual babies.
Yes.
All right?
What was that place where they had underground where they had little baby carriages?
That was in New York.
Yeah, that was
Underground.
a ish spot.
Yeah, the ish people. Them damn ish people.
Synagogue.
Yeah. I don't know if it was a synagogue or not, but I know it was full of ishes.
Full of rats. Full of those goddamn rats.
And then the NYPD came to investigate it, and they stopped them from going down there, man.
Right.
It was a big old thing, bro. You know, and they were throwing shit at the police and shit. You know, they
Throwing chairs and shit, trying to stop them.
Then it was recorded them niggas popping up out of the goddamn master splinter, man.
Goddamn ratatouille. Coming out the holes, man.
Coming out the sewer.
But these dudes is a bunch of weirdos. I'm gonna finish this definition. It says, fuck Trump, fuck ICE. Pumping that Mexican shit. You know? Yeah, we gonna get his ass snatched up too.
His ass iced.
But it says, slaves and soldiers bore the name of the stamp of their master or commander branded or pricked into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. So ultimately, taking that mark, you're saying that Esau is your master, that Esau is your God, which once again goes back into the ancient custom of the all within our history. I'm gonna read this in the Strong's definition. It says, from the primary word stizo, which means to stick, that is prick, a mark incised or punched for recognition of ownership. And that's ultimately what that device is going to signify, man. You know, that you are owned. You know, but you got it up.
This is Exodus chapter 21 and verse 5.
And this shit finna pass by us too. Loud as hell.
It says, and if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free.
And these people are going into just what's taking place now in today's time, where these guys switching up the doctrine. You know, these different individuals saying, well, what can we do? Oh, well, we gotta invest in black owned. You know, brother, he said come in closer. Huh? They gotta invest in black owned, right? Or we build underground railroad. That's what Nate said that they had, you know. Or to Zariak, we invested in land and we got lamb and sheep,
Homesteads.
and building homesteads. These guys are. This is what they're really saying, man. Because if you were speaking the opposite, you would be speaking about what? The salvation out of this place, the return of Yahweh Shai via the chariots, man. Here we have no continuous city, but we seek one to come. You will be teaching our people to detach mentally from this place. Micah 2:10. In the book of Jeremiah, it says what? Free ye every man his soul. I'm roughly paraphrasing that, man. Demons. I mean, it's Satan, you know.
It says, and if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. Then these niggas not trying to get free from this system, from this society.
Yeah. So even though they might be preaching against Esau, you know, or they teaching you that you Israel, but here it is, a part of their doctrine is still keeping you rooted and attached in this place, right. That's what it's saying in the spirit, man.
That's right.
You know, even though outwardly they're voicing something different, man. You know, this is what they're saying essentially in the spirit. But you got it, bro.
Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. All right, so he's going to put a physical mark in his ear to show what? To show servitude, to show that I belong to my master and I don't want to go out free. I want to be his servant forever. And all these people, they going to get that hip and that, like the brother was going into that, showing you that they want to stay here forever. But the thing is, America don't have forever. Shortly after them niggas get chipped, all right, they gonna get dipped in the fucking fire, man. Okay? And that's why we're the biggest threat to this society, because you can't buy us. Okay? You can't buy us. You can't. We are more willing. We are that number. The Lord already marked us with his mark, being that mark of exemption that you read about in the book of Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, that the Wah.
We already owned. It says we are bought with a price.
Yeah.
Sealed.
You know? We're purchased. We're purchased already. You know, Yahweh Shah, the purchased possession. We're already bought, bro.
We're not on the shelf, man.
You know? Not for sale, nigga.
Yeah.
You know? See, the rest of these dudes that are fold, because they're not bought, they're not purchased, man. You see?
For a small little bag, said that for a piece of bread, a nigga would sell himself, man. A nigga would transgress.
Yep.
For a piece, you niggas is transgression, teaching about the Gentiles can make it for a piece of bread. You got half a little piece of crumb. You got a damn G-Wagon, and you start switching up the doctrine. All right? You got a clothing brand. All right? Now you saying the name of the Lord don't matter. And all this other crazy shit. You sold out for nothing, man.
Sold yourselves for naught, as the scripture say.
Yep, sold themselves for naught, man. But that's it on that Exodus.
You want that?
Revelation.
This is Revelation 16 and verse 1. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshiped his image.
Right, so it said that what they had a noisome and grievous sore for those that got that micro C hit inserted into them, right? Now you go into that word sword.
Yep. You go into the word sword.
And this is just all to show you that it's something physical, man.
Yep.
You know? Because God's trying to talk about it spiritual.
They double down on this sin.
Yep.
You know, or it's a certain philosophy, you know.
But so you go into it, it's G1668 Helkos, and it says a wound producing a discharge, pus, a sore, and ulcer.
Right, and even in the first part, because we're gonna go into the ulcer, but it says a wound, a what?
It says a wound producing a discharge, pus.
Right, so a wound producing a discharge, even that in itself is showing you that this is something physical, man.
Yep.
All right.
Well, he's going to illustrate a little bit more on it, right?
Yep.
When you go into that word ulcer, it says an open sore on an external or internal surface of the body caused by a break in the skin.
There it is.
Caused by a break in the skin. Physical. All right. Caused by a break in the skin. So it ain't no way around it, man. This is something physical, man. You know, John was seeing this system, all right, get to the point to where what, man? People had to get micro C hit, man.
They had to get branded.
Yep. You know,
Because that's the modern day brand. You know, that technology is now, you know, technological.
It's just
It's
modernized.
the technocracy.
Yep.
So the ancient tools that were used of old are now being modernized according to what the time that we in, man. You know, just like an example, in the ancient world, you would have to manually take what the hoe, you know, or you have to have a rake, and you have to break up the ground. Then what? You would tame an ox, or you would tame an ass, and you will use them to break up the fallow ground. Well, what do they have today? Big ass tractors and machines, man. So it's modernized today. Or just like how the ancient custom of a horse and a buggy. Well, what is that today?
What? A car.
A car. You see? So there's a precept in the book of Isaiah where the Lord said that it's of old. I'm roughly paraphrasing it, man. You know, I might be mixing precepts. But in Isaiah it says that I brought them new. You know, I caused it to bring forth new. You know, and you didn't know it. And it's a new thing that I brought forth, and God stumbled off that precept and said, "Oh," but really it's an old custom that the Lord, you know, that's modernized today. You see, in the ancient world they didn't have this technology, so it's something new according to the time period that we in, man. You know, I'm also thinking of Isaiah 48 too. But
I think I got what you're looking for.
Go ahead, let it ride.
Ecclesiastes 1 and verse 9, it says, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun.
Right.
Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have been already of old time, which was before us.
Right.
You know, so hey, the things that you see now, it always happened before. It's just advanced technology made it to where, you know, it may seem like it's new, but it always happened before time.
Yeah. Like in the ancient world, you know, we talked about the branding. You know, you come across a wandering ox, you look for that brand. Oh,
Right.
that's the family of such and such, man. Well, in today's time, when somebody find a lost dog, and that dog has been C-hipped, what do? They scan it, or on a collar.
Yeah.
They
got a
scan
QR
it,
code or something.
and it'll be like, oh, this belongs to the family, the Johnson family. You know? And they'll go take it back to him. So here it is. It's two different time periods, but it's the same concept. It's the same concept, man. You know? So it's not nothing new, really. Even though, you know, the technology is different, for lack of a better word, man, so you can understand. You know? So it's the same concept, it's the same idea, but it is different according to the time period that we in, based on what? The advancements of technology, man.
Said knowledge shall increase.
Exactly.
Daniel.
Exactly. You know?
Can I hit this real quick?
Let him hit this Isaiah and then you got yours.
This is Isaiah 43:18. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert.
Well, no, that was Isaiah 48. That's the
Okay,
one.
okay. This is Isaiah 48 in verse, now spoken in secret.
Because that new thing in the way in the desert is this truth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it's the deliverance that the Lord has prophesied or has preordained for us here in these last days, man. You know, because that water in the wilderness represents us here in these last days with this knowledge being put out upon this dry ground. We were the dry bones, you know. So it's Isaiah 48.
This is Isaiah 48:6. Thou hast heard, see all this, and will not ye declare it? I have showed thee new things from this time, even hidden things, and thou didst not know them.
Right, and these are the prophecies concerning the MOTB, concerning the nuclear destruction upon America, you know. These are new things that's being brought up according to the time that we in, but when you go back of old, they're all ancient customs. The Lord already destroyed 5 cities with fire raining down from heaven before, bro.
Yeah.
You see? Or he destroyed the crops in Egypt with the hail mingled with fire. You see? And how he compares it to what? To an arrow being shot in the sky. So these are all old concepts, man. You see? A missile is it's a more powerful arrow.
Yeah.
So you can understand.
Yeah,
In the ancient world, you would shoot an arrow at your enemy. Well, in today's time, that arrow can now travel thousands of miles that an actual arrow couldn't do. So it's showing you what? The furtherance in society or the increase in technology. Just here in the late 1800s going into the early 1900s, you had what was called the Industrial Revolution. And now what? We're approaching what? The 4th Industrial Revolution. And that was all here in what? These last 150 years, bro. You see what I'm saying? So the advancement shows us the time that we're in the end, you know? But Salaki, go ahead.
It says, verse 7, they are created now and not from the beginning.
You see, they are created now. The sea hip, that can only be made in the time we in with the technology we have. ICBM, that can only be possible in the time period we in right now. You see, according to the advancements of technology that the Lord has given this devil. Isaiah, the Lord said what? I created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, man. So the Lord gave this devil the ability to split the atom, to put it back together, you know. Gave different people, a lot of them was jakes, you know, like the phone. They said the nigga woman put the concept of the phone, you know, which even the iPad, the phone, these are all new devices in today's time, but they're old concepts. The Lord gave us the high priest, the Urim and Thummim, which represents what? Lights and perfection, which would show the priest what actually happened during a judgment when there was no eyewitnesses, man.
God too.
It's God too. Is that not what the Lord has given us here in these last days in the form of what? This phone that's in our hand, or this iPad, or a computer, or a television. You see? So these is new according to the time period we in, but it's old. It's an old concept that was already in the earth of old.
It's modernized.
You know? Even you had certain witches that can pull images, what they call a crystal ball, or they even call this a black mirror. You know, where they was able to conjure up spirits, or they were able to channel images, and you know, and that's all through the left-hand side. But the point that I'm making is, this is not, the concept is not new. The idea is not new. It just changes according to the time period we in. But you got it.
It says, they are created now and not from the beginning, even before the day when thou heardest them not, lest thou shouldest say, behold, I knew them.
Right, and that goes to the point you made about, you know, the idols. Bring forth your idols.
Yeah.
The Lord, like, look, I'm telling you what's about to happen, so you ain't finna accredit to a goddamn idol. Oh, I been knew that. You know how Jake notorious for that.
Yeah.
Already knew that.
Yeah, I'm up on all that. All right, well, tell me what tribe is the priest then? Oh, you know how you be forgetting stuff, man. You know how you be forgetting stuff, man. I thought you was up on that, though. All right? You done seen, man, you see one, you seen them all, man. All right, over these years, you see Jake come up here. They don't want to say that they don't know something. All right, they don't want to admit it. Yeah, I'm up on all that Israelite stuff. You start asking them certain questions, they don't know nothing, man. This is talking about our people, okay? When you read about the children of the Most High, they sound just like niggas.
Yeah.
They sound just like spiggers, man. Fucking so-called Mexicans, man. So-called Latinos, man. Sound just like, all right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans when you read about the children of Israel in the Bible, because that's who we are, man. You look at the pyramids down in Central and South America, all right, they look just like the ones in ancient Egypt that the Israelites was building. Showing you what, it's the same people, okay?
Just one more now, Isaiah.
You can read.
It says,
Probably like another 2-3 verses.
it says, yea, thou
Niggas
heardest.
talking shit in the wilderness. Or the Israelites is talking shit in the wilderness. That sound like niggas to me. With Jeremiah, when Jeremiah was dealing with them Israelites. The shit that them guys would say, it sound like some shit niggas would say. Even the prophets, how the prophets would talk, like, you know, ox knoweth his master, the ass is his master's crib. But thou don't know, you know, Isaiah 1 and 3, who say, you know, I just left the crib. I'm about to go to the crib. You know, just the terminology that's used in the Bible, that's Jake, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Samson, when he told those heathen,
Yeah, right.
you know, the only reason you knew this parable is because you plowed with my heifer.
Yeah.
Meaning what? You went and hollered at my woman, bro. You went and tried to get the information out of her. You know?
The Lord said Jeshurun has waxed fat and kicked. Who used that terminology, man?
Jake.
Yo, this escalated fat, Joe.
Yeah. And then Esau try to take that way or take that, you know, FAFO. Like those are things that Jake come out with that Esau try to hijack afterwards, man.
Everything we do.
Like, nigga, you ain't got it, bro.
Like, bro, no.
You know?
Nasty word. He saw me at the job, nasty word.
And what the Danites say? What the Danites say, man? You better shut your mouth before some angry fellows come upon thee.
Run upon me.
Run upon thee, man. It's like, hey, some niggas run up on your ass, man. You know, that's Jake. That's Jake terminology, man. Even the Lord said, hey, go drop thy word on the east or on the west. You know what I'm saying? That's the spirit of Jake, having that salt and that flavor, man. You notice the spirit bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, man. Even when them little hat niggas over there, man, they be trying to dance and sing the songs
no
of
way,
David.
no flavor.
Bro, they be all looking weird and ugly and shit. It's like, hell nah, bro.
Ain't nobody emulating them.
Yeah, nobody.
Ain't nobody emulating them.
No one
You
would
know,
like
when you look across the world, bro, who is the most emulated people on this earth, man?
Even in our lowest
Yeah,
state.
even in our lowest state, bro.
Lowest. That's a rocket button.
You know, the 10th chapter.
Oh, 10.
You know, even in our lowest state, man. You know, which I believe in the spirit, a lot of them are Jakes. But you got the Chicano culture in China and Japan. You know, you got a hip hop culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In Korea.
Yeah.
You know, that K-pop stuff. That K-pop is from hip hop. You know, so you look at these different movements in these other countries, and it all relates back to what? Jake. You know, because they're inspired by Jake, man. You know, which some of them are heathen, but like I said, I believe in the spirit. You know, they Jakes,
The best
man.
of them, the best
You know?
of them be Jakes, man.
They got Shiesty Max and shit over there.
Yeah, nigga. And that's some new YN shit. You know, niggas over in damn Korea with a shooting a damn poo shiesty mask,
I
man.
seen Elamites rap battling, bro.
Yeah. Snapping.
And then when you look it up, bro, like they all like make songs, they rap in their language.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
they make hip hop songs
In their language.
in their language, bro.
Like you actually like, if you translate the songs, it's like, bro, that's some nigga shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You don't even gotta know what they say though. You just hear it. You're like, oh, that was it. You know what I'm saying?
Snap it.
Right,
Snapping.
Whatever he said.
Everybody want to
That shit you want to be listening to?
Oh, yeah, that Albanian drill music.
Ukrainian rap or whatever the fuck that shit is.
That's terrible.
You know, he don't know nothing he's saying.
Turks and sheep, man, my brothers.
What the fuck he talking about, bro?
1 2 2 2.
Network hawk. What you said? Oh no, it's like back in Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 8.
Albanian drill rap. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, nigga, drill rap in Albania, bro.
That's terrorist music, man.
Didn't even know they ran drills out there, motherfucker.
Crazy. And how this nigga find it?
Right.
What the hell you doing? You know, go ahead.
Isaiah 48 and 8. Yea, thou heardest not, yea, thou knewest not, yea, from that time that thine ear was not open, for I knew that thou wouldest deal very treacherously.
Right. So before we heard this truth and the word being brought out, bro, we didn't know nuclear missiles was in the Bible, bro.
Right.
We didn't know that the Bible talked about what the world calls UFOs, UAPs. We didn't know that, bro. You see? You know, this technology that the scriptures talk, bro, the Bible prophesied of the internet. You see? So the Lord like, nah, before you knew this, I told you it, man.
Right.
You know? But
It says, for I knew that thou wouldest deal very treacherously and was called a transgressor from the womb. For my name's sake will I defer mine anger, and for my praise will I refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off.
right, and that's the elect, man. You know, that's who the Lord's mercy is going to rest upon. You know, I think that's it, though.
Yeah,
You know, unless you got the next verse.
I'm gonna just hit this next one. Isaiah 48 and 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. You know, so that's right. That's what it is, man. You know, catching the hell, going through the sufferings, man. You know, the furnace of affliction. That's what we're appointed to go through, man. You know, but we could, oh, well, damn, Jake had, I think Jake had.
Well, yeah, I know he had something.
Yeah,
What was they holding?
well, he was holding something in chat GPT on the grievous sword. Or he can send it to you.
I asked him. He said that
He said it has the information.
Yeah, he has something in the chat GPT on it. It's all good. But you got it.
This going back to the MOTB. It says the AI overview. I typed in the health leader in U.S. speaks on wearable technology.
Right, that's talking about RFK Jr. Yep.
Yeah, it says U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has stated his goal for all Americans to wear health tracking devices within 4 years to take control of their health. He announced the Department of Health and Human Services plans to launch a major advertising campaign to encourage the use of wearables and has mentioned looking into ways to make devices more accessible and affordable. Kennedy sees wearables as a way for people to see in real time how factors like food affect their heart rate, glucose levels, blah, blah, blah. But I just wanted to grab that just to show the spirit that this place is in. Right, this is all prelude for what we was talking about earlier in that Revelations 13 and 16.
That's right.
They want everybody to have these C-hips implanted under their skin, and they getting people comfortable with different technology, and this included this wearable technology like the wave technology, the barcodes. They got the palm readers at them Amazon stores and all that. This is the spirit that the world is moving, and we moving according to prophecy.
My OG was just telling me about, she had our seeds at the store or whatever. Was it Sam's Club or whatever?
Yeah.
So there, all you have to do is use your phone, scan the product, throw it in the cart. You don't gotta check out or nothing. You can just walk out.
Yeah, just walk out, and they'll scan your phone if they need your receipt. They'll just scan your the QR code off your phone. Yeah, literally, you just pay for it right there.
Bro.
Walk out that motherfucker.
and people gonna trust in those things and lean on those things because they look at it as being convenient.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that.
Well, he makes it to where you
Make
can't.
their life easier.
Yeah. He makes it to where you can't live without it. The same thing, like.
No, I was just gonna say they show you that in the different movies they recently came out with. I forgot the name of the damn movie that Elder Malcolm had told us to watch. But in that,
Afraid?
yeah, it was Afraid. It was Afraid. Now in that movie, it was a new AI system that was being introduced, and dude was like a promoter, advertiser. His job was to advertise these new, stuff that come out. So they gave him one for free. It was like, just try it out and see how you like it, and we'll have to bam, And he was like, okay, cool. And his wife was against it at first, like, I don't know. But then as he had it and how it made her life easier. It was able to keep the children on point. When the food to be cooked, this time it's for it, and she was loving it. But he started to be like, nah, bro, what the fuck? He started to see certain shit and all that. But long story short, the goddamn AI system ended up kidnapping people's children in order to have the parents to do what they wanted them to do. And ultimately, the fucking AI system got autonomy. Long story short, So it showed that the AI system was starting to take over. But the point being is that, they promoted it as what? As convenience, as you said, and it makes your life easier, man. That's the same thing with the wearables. Instead of me watching what I put in my body, then I can eat whatever the hell I want, and then a wearable gonna be like, oh, let me stop that. Let me not eat that today. Which ultimately is gonna go into what's embedded in you, man. Yeah. That's why instead of watching your diet and working out and to lose weight, now with Ozempic, now they shooting these different drugs in you. So they're going to look at this technology or these devices that's coming out as ways to advance living, man.
You don't gotta wait in lines no more. Speaking for the C-hip, like you can just walk through and just scan. Like you don't gotta wait in those long airport lines, or you go to do something with your driver's license. You don't gotta do certain things anymore. And then it's at the grocery store.
You lost your wallet.
Right. You don't
have to worry about that. Your ID and your social security were in your wallet and you lost it.
It's all in one place, in your fucking hand.
And even I saw an article where they were saying that now they're going to start charging people. I don't know if it's specific airlines, but they're going to start charging people if they don't have that ID with the star on it.
Yeah, that.
Right.
I forget the name of it.
The new ID or some shit.
Yeah. But it's like showing.
It's a name. The digital. It ain't the digital ID. It's the. I forgot the damn name that they called it.
But they're showing you it's like, okay, here, and they said it's gonna be an $18 fee if you don't have this type of ID with the damn star on it or whatever, right? But they do little stuff like that, and that's phasing you out. It's like, well, damn, I don't want to pay
Real
extra.
ID.
Real ID. Yep, that's what it is.
It's like, nigga don't want to pay extra $20, so they're gonna slowly, and that's what they do. They create a system to where you can't live without it. The same thing. Look at these phones. People can't live without phones. You know what I'm saying? Everything is structured around it, how you communicate, everything like that, so on and so forth. He created that system. He created a system with the Social Security.
And that's in that Revelation 13, when you read up in that, it says that and they shall worship the image they shall worship the beast. No, they worship the dragon and the beast, all whose names was not written in the book. I'm roughly paraphrasing that, man. And it goes into how these people are once again, their mind is in this system and in this society. That's why one of the key aspects of prophecy, of the testimony of Yahweh Shai, is to detach. In Isaiah 10, it says that the remnant shall no longer stay upon him that smote them, but you shall stay upon the Holy One of Israel in truth. You see? So there's going to come a time where society is going to collapse. What you going to trust and rely on, man? The majority of these people are going to wait for the next wave, for the government to come and save them, man. And that highlights that Revelation 13 when it says worship. Worship is a service. See, these people are living in service of this system. That's why they locked into the phone. That's why they locked into the convenience of life and making their life easier, man. These people are locked into these things. And even these Israelite camps, once again, that are teaching you, oh, you got to invest here, or this is what we got to do in order to better ourselves. They're still keeping you attached to this beast system, bro. And they're not warning you of what's to come, man. So in the end, what's going to happen? the majority of these people in these other camps, they gonna take it, bro.
Oh yeah.
They gonna take it.
Shit, you already got them saying it.
Yeah.
Well, they already took the juice. Not be a coward, right?
Yeah.
Well, I took it just so I could show y'all.
Don't be scared. Take it.
I don't know, Jake. Remember years ago when I can't remember.
General Yohana said, "You think God cares if you put a device in your body?"
Yeah.
Bro, God cares if you put a fucking mark on your body. Like, what are you talking about?
There's a big report, man.
Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, he cares if you put a tattoo or you put a brand on your body, bro. He told you not to do that. How much more a device inside you?
That can
He don't even
control
want
you.
you marring your head, you know,
Yeah,
your beard.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, what are you talking about, bro? But this guy is supposed to be a leader, bro. It's crazy. You got it, though.
I got one real quick. Isaiah 36:6. It says, "Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt."
That's the spirit you're reading that. Because I was thinking about, you know, when money failed in Egypt, if brother want to pull that, you know, when money failed in Egypt, man, all those people had to go to Joseph. They had to go to the government. You know, they went, hey, what we gonna do for corn, for bread? You know, and then they started to sell things off, and in the end, what all we got is ourselves. So now we're become servants, man.
Yeah.
So now, in a sense, they sold themselves, man.
Right.
And this is what these people are going to do. See, Esau is systematically breaking down the society.
System. Yeah, I mean, the middle class.
Yeah, these different goodies that people were used to receiving. Isaiah, the 32nd chapter, says all that is going to fail, man. You see? In the book of Revelation, it says we shall be nourished by the face of the serpent. Well, that is about to be cut off.
Right.
And it's going to shift over. Look, if you want to continue to be nourished, you got to move over into this, man.
Reset.
Snap benefits.
You know, you want to receive those Section 8 benefits, those WIC benefits, you know, those SNAP benefits,
UBI.
you know.
You can see that happening now. Like, how many people, if they, I'm happy you mentioned that UBI, because, you know, it's been floating around about Trump talking about dropping 2K on everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Making it rain.
But let's say that he does that consistently like he did a couple years back, you know, when Jake was getting the Trump change and everything like that, right? Now, how bad this economy is, let's say they do it for 4 or 5 months, right? And then they say, okay, well, to continue to get this UBI, right? Well, how bad this economy is, you need to get this micro C hit. Look, after even the threat of SNAP being cut, bitches would have been taking the micro C hit right now. You know? So you can see how, bro, these people are gonna, bro, they gonna be begging. And that's what he wants. He wants to bring so much distress, so much pressure to where people are gonna be easily transitioned over into this system,
They'll be
man.
begging for it, man.
Yep.
It's the, I'm gonna say it wrong, man, the oinky for noinky. You know what I'm talking about, Mathia?
No.
Oinky for noinky. I'm saying it wrong, but it's the pigs, how he brought the pigs, you know, there was wild pigs, and he would feed them. And
Right,
keep them
right.
back.
Okay, yep.
Elder, Apostle Ramlock goes into it a lot.
Yep. How
But-
he tamed the pigs.
Yeah, how he tamed the pigs. So there's wild pigs, and he was feeding them, and they kept them coming back. So as they was eating, eventually he built, he built a structure around them, but he left it open. So then he'll feed them, and they'll come into the structure, and they'll come in, and they'll come and go. All right, but then what? Eventually he closed that structure, fenced them in, and now I own you.
Yeah, and it was generational.
Yeah, it was.
So it was like the wild pigs trained that into the new ones that was born. And next thing you know, they became domesticated, you know?
And it's because of what? He was feeding them. He was taking care of them. He was nurturing them. But that was what? What he had in mind is, well, I'm gonna enslave them. All right, and that's what this devil has, the same mentality. Like, okay, I'm giving to you, and he's playing around with you. All right, shut the government down, take it off, see how you react. Okay, you see how they was begging for it. You see how all the so-called black women all on TikTok begging for them benefits. Selling some, they'll do anything for them SNAP benefits. She'll do anything for some food stamps. All right, she'll get on her knees, she'll bust it wide open for some food stamps. So how much more, you know, when it's life or death? All right, when it's really blood in the streets, man, they gonna be, like my brother said, they gonna be begging for it. They gonna be grinding up. All right.
You can see how they folded with the juice. It's like when they start saying that you couldn't travel without taking the juice, it's like people was floating.
Back to normal.
Just traveling. Like I had this one dude that I knew, you know, this nigga in the world. You know, he was at first he was talking about how he was like, yeah, nah, man, I ain't taking that shit, man. You know, so I talked to him. It was probably like a couple, maybe about a month or two later, where he was like he do a lot of traveling. You know, he do a lot of flying and everything like that. So then he was like, yeah, man, nah, I had to take it. They said you had to take it just to travel on the plane. So I was like, I had to take it. You know, just like that. You know, so these people, man, they gonna fold, man.
Well, during 2020, during when the juice was happening, you had that one soldier.
Army.
You know, he came out and said, I ain't taking it. Hell no. Then he made the video and he was like, man, they talking about discharging me. And if they discharge me, I'm not gonna get my pay. And I got a house, I got children to take care of. And
he loved his life.
And he was just crying. And he was like, it looks like I'm gonna have to. It looks like I got to. I ain't got no choice. And you know, just to highlight, well, you know what you was just saying, man. That's how these people, you know.
And then the true leaders, the true shepherds, are supposed to what? Prepare the minds of the people to resist, to keep their faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai in the midst of all these different things. And these guys,
even in the face of death, man.
Yep.
You know, I'm thinking of the old man Eleazar.
Yep.
In 2 Maccabees, the 6th chapter, when Antiochus Epiphanes was going around Israel, and he was forcing our people to eat swine, man, you know, or else die a horrible death. And you had a lot of our people, you know, that chose to die, you know, instead of being defiled, man.
Right.
You see?
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Bro, that's what the true leaders is going to do. They're going to encourage our people, though, bro, don't fold. Hell no.
And that's the importance of teaching the right doctrine and being in the spirit. Because what, man, if you believe in the proper doctrine, you believe in this word, you know your life is hid on the other side. All right? You know that there's a reward laid up for you. You know your works do follow you. You know this isn't the end all be all. This is just a temporary life. But these things have to be constantly pushed consistently. All right? This ain't something you just hear one time and it's like, oh, well, yeah, all right. Nah. You got to continue to grow and develop in that belief in that, man. So over the years, you got guys that have been saying there ain't gonna be no Jacob's trouble. They've been getting you comfortable. Yeah, get your wife and marriages and this and that and the third. They're getting you comfortable in eating and drinking and giving into marriage, man. As opposed to what? Getting your mind right to go through the calamities, keep your faith in the end, and wait for the reward to come on the other side, man. And trust in the Lord to be with you in the midst of these things. Telling you that you will be tried. You will be put in these situations. You may get thrown in the fire. You may get thrown in the lion's den. All right, we ain't sitting here telling you like, nah, it's gonna be hard times.
Peter and Paul got thrown in prison.
Yeah.
You know?
So we ain't telling you it's gonna be no cakewalk, no, absolutely. But we gotta keep our faith. What's that, James, the 1st chapter, man? All right, real quick, could you hit that? Then we'll hit that Genesis, James 1 and 12.
This is James.
I think it's 12, crown, it might be 8.
Blessed is the man that endured
temptation.
This is James 1 and 12. Blessed is the man that endured temptation.
Right, endured temptation. That's the afflictions, that's the persecutions, that's the trial. This is the hour of temptation that we're speaking about surrounding the MOTB.
Yep, the time of tempting.
Yep, it says in the NLT, man, it says the time of testing that's going to come upon all the world to test them that shall dwell on the earth. All right?
And that's something that we got to be told to our people too. In these different points, you mentioned Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael, which their Babylonian names is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Them being thrown in the furnace. That was a test. Daniel being thrown in the lion's den. That was a test.
Yep.
You see?
So
Not bowing down to Antiochus' ordinance that he put out.
Yep.
You know, and eating, defiling yourself. That was a test during that time, man.
And not even acting like you're going to take it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's another thing, too.
Yep.
Because you got guys that sell out and they start to teach things they personally don't believe, bro.
Yep. Man.
You know,
Man.
they personally, their inner thoughts, they don't believe the things that they're teaching, but because of that bag, they'll teach it, man. And that shows you a lack of integrity. And that ain't what Eleazar showed. They told Eleazar, bro, whatever's lawful, bro, come and eat it and act like you eat. And he was like, hell no.
Jake did that with the juice.
Yep. And actors, they set people actors or whatever.
Right.
I don't know who it was, but
Well, one was Mariah Carey.
Yeah, I was
Mariah
just thinking
Carey?
Mariah Carey.
You know, where the needle bent.
Yeah.
You know, one of them fake. You know,
Yep.
like the needle didn't go into her arm. It was one of them ones that fucking.
It's a
It's
fake
a screen.
syringe.
Yeah.
It's a screen. Yeah. They zoomed in on it. You know.
Or
She
some
did-
of them get like saline,
Yep.
and it don't really be
juice.
the juice in it, bro.
Damn
But they
water.
giving you the illusion of you know.
Yeah, just to lure the people to oh man, she took it, they took it.
Judas
Shit,
go.
let's take it. You know?
Didn't they mention that Eleazar was great amongst the people? Something along
He had a
those lines?
reputation.
Yeah, they do the
Influential.
same thing. Well, he's going into it earlier in that Ecclesiastes. Is what has been is that which shall be. It's like they take people of high esteem in the society
Yep.
so that they can influence.
That's what they tried to do with Matthias, you know,
Exactly.
Judas's father, man. He said, man, you're a man of great reputation and all the people hold you in honor. You be the first one to come and sacrifice,
Try
man.
to get him to sell out.
He was like, what the fuck? You know, I'm putting it in today's time, you know, like, what the fuck I look like, man? You know? That's why he said, bro, be it far from us to lead from the laws of our fathers and to do this,
You
man.
got me fucked up. 144.
You know? But that's the energy. See, when we read these things, but we gotta have the energy our forefathers had against these things in their times, man. Because this was what's about to come.
You're gonna have to face that, man. And it was-
We are gonna have to face that.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna have to face that, man. We all, when we read throughout the scriptures, it always came to a point to where you had to choose a side and you had to stand up. All right, you know, when certain things came down, it was like, look, either you with this program or not. The brother mentioned the Greek Empire. All right, the brother mentioned during the Babylonians, right? There was always a point where it was like, okay, what you gonna do? Are you with the Lord or not? You know, and our forefathers, man, they chose to die manfully, man. All right, they were fully persuaded, man, and this is something that we got to continue to pray and be groomed into, grow into through the Spirit, man. And you ain't gonna be groomed into that mentality following the false doctrine, man. All right, they're getting you comfortable. They're not even having these types of conversations, man. You know,
Well, they telling you about homesteads and buying cattle and investing in black businesses.
And the
When this dollar collapsed, then what?
right?
Like what can
What
you
you
what
gonna
can you
stand on
what are
then?
you gonna invest in after that? So when this dollar collapse, they're gonna come to those so-called leaders that were saying that, and they're gonna say, okay, what's next now? If we can't invest into black business, that's what you said we were doing. The dollar ain't worth shit. So now what do we do now?
Homestead.
Now I don't have money to buy food in order to sustain these animals you told me to buy. Now what? You know?
It's gonna end bad. It's gonna end bad, you know, for you following the wrong people. All right. It said the blind lead the blind; they shall both fall into a ditch. Y'all being led into the slaughterhouse.
Yeah, 'cause
And we've been warning you.
Their whole doctrine is still rooted in the American dollar. You know? When you hear what these dudes say, it's all rooted still in the American dollar.
Getting money.
You know? And it's like, bro, like once that falls, now what? What's the next step for you?
They're gonna follow the yellow brick road. They're gonna follow where the money at.
It's the next
The
currency.
new money is gonna be digital, and
Yep.
you have to put it inside of your body. You know.
And then next thing you know, well, that's not a sin. You got guys teaching that.
Or you can put it in you and then
And take it out.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what Zabak said.
Yeah.
You don't play around with the Lord like
That's
that,
crazy.
man. All right, and you're not just gonna be able to whoop, whoop, whoopsie.
What?
Oh, it's the mark of the beast. Whoopsie, and just take it out like that.
Even if you cut off your hand, you already submitted.
You already, yeah.
You know, you can
already
cut off
showed.
your hand like, Lord, forgive me. Cut your hand off.
Blood
wrap it
everywhere,
up.
shit, put it
You
in
know,
ice.
Yeah.
chariots come, you waving and shit.
You waving with the bad arm.
You know,
I took it off. Halted in Maine.
Nah,
I cut it off.
I did this for you.
But you already accepted that badge of servitude.
Well, that's like a woman. Like here it is. It's because that's committing spiritual adultery as
Yeah,
well,
it
man.
is,
You
it is.
submitting into, you know,
You only let the nigga hit. You let the nigga hit.
You
already.
just put it in once.
You're not a virgin now.
You
You're
already
fine,
did it.
bitch.
You know, because that's what was Antiochus' whole thing.
To make their souls
abominable. So he
Yeah.
wanted to pollute the woman.
Yeah.
He wanted to pollute her. He wanted to
That's
taint her.
all. Yeah.
Well, that C-hip
Yeah.
is what it's going to do.
Yeah.
You see, that C-hip entering into you spiritually the Lord looking like, oh, you spreading your legs.
Yeah.
So now you're no longer a virgin anymore from that standpoint,
And
man.
you making that covenant because it's gonna make you bleed.
Exactly. It's
You
a
know?
blood covenant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you making that covenant.
That's a
with
consummation right there.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You married to this nigga, man.
You cheating on the Lord. You
It's
trusted
over
in
with.
man and not in the Lord.
So you could cut your hand off, or you could try to pluck it out, or whatever you do. You already committed the act. You can't take that man right. You know,
Can't undo that,
you can't
man.
undo.
that.
You can't undo that.
Can't undo that act.
You defiled, man. The Lord's not coming. He's not gonna save you. Plain and simple. You got fire waiting for you. All right. We're not playing around with the well. Yeah, maybe you can take it out. No, don't get it. Period, man. What else? What did he say? Then enjoy pleasures for of
Yeah.
Egypt for a season, pleasures
Right.
of sin
He
for
chose
a
rather to
season.
suffer.
He chose rather to suffer than to enjoy the pleasures of
For a
sin
little-
for a season, man.
Yep.
For a small season. Well, even in Eleazar, he was like, man, I'm in my
To
upper
live
age.
to live a little bit
To live
longer.
a little bit longer. I'm not about to stain my whole entire life of being, blameless or having this good reputation. All right, for just to live a little bit longer. After that MOTB is implemented, America doesn't have much
Right.
longer. It's
Yeah.
down to, it could be just a couple months after that, man.
Esau is the end of the world, bro. Like, this is the end.
That's
In
the
our
end,
lifetime, this is it here.
That's it.
You see? So you sell out just for a little bit longer. This place is over.
That's crazy.
It's done
That's why
now.
it's gonna be so much shame in the kingdom. Like, when Jake, everlasting shame is gonna be terrible, man.
But it goes back into the testimony of Yahweh Shah being the spirit of prophecy. Because what does the spirit of prophecy tell us? It says that this place hasteneth to pass away, bro. You know? There's another one I'm thinking of in Ezra. I can't quite word it, but he talks about how this world is ready to vanish, man.
Taste it back.
You know? Like, this place is ready to go, see? And if you occupied in prophecy, then you can see it, you feel it, and you understand that, man. So it's like, bro, this nothing here can sway you, bro. It's like, bro, this shit done with, bro. It's finished.
You can see that the Lord is speeding up the times for the elect's sake, man. Because it's gonna be the elect that's gonna refuse that see him. No matter what, we're not. Hey, if we're part of that number, we're not taking that see him at all.
At all.
We're gonna trust in the Lord, man.
At all.
It says that a remnant shall return, and they shall no longer stay upon them that smote them, but they shall stay upon the Holy One of Israel in truth. The remnant, being the elect, is going to stay or trust in the Lord. Everybody else outside of the elect, they're going to continue to stay upon Esau, Edom, or they're going to continue to
Well,
stay
they're
upon
gonna worship.
Egypt.
They're gonna worship the image.
Yep,
They're gonna worship the beast.
yep. And doing that is going to what? Have that broken reed pierced through your hand, like we was reading in that Isaiah, man.
Yeah, you can finish that, Pop.
Isaiah 36:6, it says, Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it.
It's a broken staff being Egypt, meaning that what?
Broken cane.
It's already collapsing. It's already through. It's already done. You finna lean like I heard the brother Ayash Shamath mention it. I think I mentioned it to you when we was talking about lessons thrown around on Thursday, But nevertheless, he was like, here it is. Niggas is building in the lake of fire. Niggas is building, like, that sounds crazy. It's like, we're in the lake of fire here in Babylon. It's just not on fire yet. And a nigga trying to build. Like, the fire is coming and a nigga trying to build a house. He trying to do this and that and the third. He's settling. It's like, that don't make no sense, man. The Lord finna light this bitch up, man.
The Titanic is
I was
sinking.
literally thinking that, bro.
Niggas still trying to play music. Niggas still trying to be a rapper. The Titanic is sinking.
That's not paying for it.
This place, you know what? This place is going down on its way out, and niggas still focus is here. Again, if you're the people that you following, the so-called leaders that you following, if they're not talking about the kingdom of heaven, the tabernacles of David being rebuilt upon this earth and ruling and reigning forever, you following the wrong people.
You following dumb dogs because they're not warning you of the things that's about to happen in this place, But finishing off, it says,
Yeah, because a dog is supposed to warn you of intruders. He's supposed to warn you of evil. He's out in that yard and he's on alert. He's on his watch. All right, but you got a dog that don't got no voice box.
He
watchdog.
hears something before you hear it.
Right.
Like a dog, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they hear the car door close
Yeah.
and get the barking before you even, or the screen door open.
Yeah.
You don't even hear it, but the dog heard it.
The dog will hear someone walking on the sidewalk.
Yeah, man.
Be on, whoa, who's?
You know, so that's what your prophets, your leaders are supposed to be men that see and hear things before it gets to you.
Yeah.
To where they warn you of it, man.
And they're very attentive. When you look at the dogs, and you know how their ears will go up. They heard some shit. They heard some shit up the block. That's how we are. You know, that's how we are as watchmen. We like, oh, hold up. You know, we taking closer look, going deeper into things. Oh, look at this. Look what's happening in the UK. How that ties in with biblical prophecy. You know, these other guys, they not built like that. They not on their watch like that, man.
Well, some of them is jet setting. They go into places where it's majority heathen. You know, trying to telling some big ass African nigga he an Israelite. You got other ones, bro. They on podcasts. Whoever podcast just promoting themselves.
Any podcast they can get on. Man.
You got other ones cripping. You know, like this is what these leaders are doing, bro. You know, they're not warning of what's to come.
They're not standing on their watch. All right, like how we're supposed to be doing. Because they're not the watchmen that the Lord set up. He said, "I set watchmen upon thy walls, which will never hold their peace day nor night, until Jerusalem be set as a praise in the earth."
When was the last time you seen Bishop Nate at camp in America? But he'll cuss out the island, the Pacific Islands.
Right.
He'll be out there, yeah.
Pacific.
Cyrus, y'all left when Cyrus, bro. Just what you doing, bro? That ain't what the scriptures say, dog. You know, the scriptures clearly say during the Assyrian Empire, bro. During Salmanassar V, bro. They were taken out of their land and carried into the land of Assyria. Then not too long after that, they all decided, man, let us get the fuck away from these niggas. Once again, I'm using the term of our language today, right? And they got into the boats and sailed a year and a half over here to the Americas, bro.
Keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
That was way before the Persian Empire came into play.
That was crazy.
But this man, the Cyrus, what are you talking about, bro?
Way far during Cyrus, it came over here.
And you in the Pacific Islands, bro. Bro, don't Americans need to hear your voice on the highways and hedges, man? You got to go outside of the country, and that's when you on fire. That's when you hit the highways and hedges.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy. Cyrus.
I was like, what? Did I just hear this right?
Oh, man, bro.
It's like, that's Israelite basics 101. Like, Northern Kingdom was under captivity under the Assyrians. Nigga. They didn't go under the Babylonians. So definitely by the time Cyrus was on the scene, you know, they was not in that captivity, man. But
let me just finish this off right quick. Verse, I'll just read it real quick through. Isaiah 36:6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into the hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him. And applying that today, man, these people is going to trust in Egypt, which is being in America. Everybody is trusting on this place for the next thing, man, to
live.
To live.
You know,
a job, you know what I'm saying, or how to eat. Everybody gonna be in that survival mode, trying to survive, man.
Because like the curse said, bro, we shall go to our enemies in the one of all things. We quoted that in Revelation, that you will be nourished at the face of the serpent, man. You know, this was all by design. This is the Most High's plan. This was all by design. This devil think he set it up that way, but this was all the Most High's design, man. Because here in these last days, true trust and faith is going to be shown. You see, those that truly trust in the Lord, they faith and they trust. They ain't going to, what it says, the just shall live by faith and not by sight. They going to trust in the word of the Lord here in these last days to provide their sustenance, man.
Yeah, ain't no other option, man.
There's a precept in Psalms that says to keep them alive in famine, you know, and to sustain them. When you go into that word sustain, it means to give the sustenance to. That word sustenance means the necessities of life. So we're looking to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua to provide us the necessities of life, which he already assured us would take place. He said, my servant shall eat, my servant shall drink. He said, your munitions shall be of rocks.
And bread
you shall have bread, and water shall be sure. So the Lord already reassured those who trust in him, man. But everybody else, what are they going to do? You know, that Genesis, man. They going to go to the government. Why? Because that's where they was seeing that their life was given from, for lack of a better word. I'm thinking of Sirach, where it says that he that defrauded him of his bread is a murderer or a bloodshedder, man.
I got it.
You know? So that's why this system has been set up to where your food, your bread comes through what? This system.
Massive.
Yeah.
Now, once again, the Most High set it up that way, but this devil thinks that he's so smart
Got shit unlocked.
that he got the minds and the hearts of the people. But the point being is that right now we're dependent on that. You see? But there's gonna come a point where faith gonna be shown from the Lord's true men, man.
Yeah.
To where this society collapse and it's gonna be manifested. Who is trusting in these words and who is gonna trust in this system, in this society, man? You know?
It said, gold is tried in the fire and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So the Lord gonna see who's really his in these times that we coming into.
It says that in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, it says they shall be like mad men, sparing none, still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And he said, then ye shall know who's my chosen. They shall be tried like gold in the fire. All right, and I'll be a guide to them that keep my commandments and precepts.
Like these people, they expecting what? The full storehouses to be full still. But all that is gonna end, bro.
Israelites.
Even us, like right now, where our food come from? These stores.
Stuff.
But it's gonna come a point where all that is gonna end. Your next meal, you're not gonna be able to see where your next meal comes from. You know? And these people, when it happens, they're going to panic when that happens, bro. And they're gonna look for relief. So when this new system is established, they're gonna look at that as salvation, man. You know? They're gonna look at that as the way out. You know? But this whole society has been set up to where you gotta go to him in order for your life for you to sustain yourself, man. Well, the Lord is gonna put an end to that. And this is what we're telling. Go ahead.
I know.
Go ahead, Al.
This is Hosea 2:8. For she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil.
You should start up.
Verse
The silver. You know, because basically what? The Lord said, I gave you the silver, I gave you these things, and what did you do? You prepared it for Baal. So the Lord gives Jake the ability to work, sustain themselves, and what do? You know, they give it back in the service of this devil or in the service of themselves. You know? But I don't know if it's further down or I believe it was further up.
the silver is that verse, but I'm gonna still go up. Verse 5. For their mother, Hosea 2:5, for their mother hath played the harlot. She that conceived them hath
Now
done.
this is the nation of Israel as a whole, but let's apply it to what? These individuals here in these last days, man. They're playing a harlot in the form of what? They're not trusting in the word of the Lord, and they're going to what? The government or their own mindset, you know, to sustain them, man. Once again, like these so-called Israelite camps, they're committing harlotry in the form of not relying on Yahweh Shai. Bro, this nigga Tazariak said, well, you ain't waiting on Yahweh Shai. Or he called him Jesus Christ. We ain't waiting, what? We ain't waiting on Jesus. We got GED programs. Like, nigga, what? So that's salvation, bro? Like, you equating that to salvation? Dude, do you know what the Messiah is going to bring us? And you're equating a GED program? Come on, you ain't waiting, bro? But that goes back into what? Be looking at this society, man.
Their heart's here.
You know? And that's what we reading here, bro. But look.
It says, for their mother hath played the harlot.
And nobody calls that out, bro. Nobody else is calling that out, man. You know?
True men of the Lord.
Yeah, like Apostle Ramla said, bro, where's the defenders of the gospel, man?
Where the pull-up boys at?
These niggas be saying all kind of crazy shit, bro. Only Great Millstone go tax it. Everybody else just go on and mind your own business, man. It's crazy, man. That shows you that these niggas, bro, they don't care about the people, bro.
Leave your doctrine at home.
Because even we understand that 2/3 of our people here in America gonna be through, but we don't know who the 2/3 and the 1/3 here in this land is, man. So we're gonna reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine, man. You see? So if somebody say something off or somebody start teaching something, no, bro, that's wrong, bro. Hell no. We ain't just gonna look at it as, well, Great Millstone brothers know what that is, so we ain't got to worry about that. Like, no, we touch on it. Why? For the sake of the people, man. But that's the mentality these other guys. Well, we don't teach that, and none of our men believe that, so we ain't got to worry about that.
That's to y'all, though.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all though. Well, they're like, nah, dog. Hell no, man. But that goes back into one of y'all quoted the dumb dogs, man. It says that they desire they own from their quarter. See, as long as they being fed, they ain't got nothing to say. They don't want to ruffle the feathers of nobody else, man.
Damn, that reminds me of that movie, what's that, on Friday when he gave the dog the,
Right, next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday.
Animal and shit.
Had him shut up.
Chico.
Chico,
His ass
yeah.
up, man.
Shut his ass up with that food,
Now
man.
he's my dog.
Yeah,
Now
he
nigga
work for
fucking
me.
riding around with a goddamn roach. Alright, you supposed to be guarding the fucking gate. These niggas break in, fucking talking to your sister and shit now. Dog high as hell. That's these niggas. Where the hoes at? These niggas got a little brownie in them, you know what I'm saying? Don't know how, you know. Now they senses is all fucking wild and
Yeah,
shit.
that
man.
brownie's a treat.
Yeah,
that brownie is a treat,
that
man.
gift
That
destroyed the heart.
Destroyed
Now
the
you're not barking. At first he was barking. He said, "Dude, to my dog, eh?" That nigga was barking, man. He was charged up. Then he devoured that brownie. He's sitting there having a heart-to-heart with Roach at the gate. All right, that's him and that's fucking them and fucking vocab. Now you niggas is texting each other and shit.
Where my hug at?
Or, you know, jumping. You know, the dog jump. You hug the dog and shit at the end.
And then the pride of these niggas, bro. These niggas don't sit there and say when they brought out that bullshit, man. They gonna say, yeah, but we was looking for a peer review. Like Apostle Tahar said, nigga, we ain't no peers, nigga. We over you, nigga. The fuck you talking about? But that shows you how these dudes elevate themselves in their mind, man. Talking about a peer review, man. You know?
What the fuck you think this is?
Men that's been laboring for over 40 years, bro. You talking about some damn peer review, man.
These niggas out their mind, and then they trying to say what was being taught at 1 West, like they was actually there at 1 West.
Crazy.
He wasn't even born. How you his peer? You wasn't even born when he started laboring.
You ain't met those men. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, we dealing with men who sat at the table with these men. They broke bread, they ate, they had conversations
They was
with.
in councils with them. At their feet, man. These niggas is weird, man.
Trying to say that they taught something. Like, but what the fuck, bro?
He was actually there. He wasn't even on the earth to be saying what was taught, how things was being ran in 1 West, man.
Some idiot shit. It says, for their mother hath played the harlot, she that conceived them had done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers that give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, mine oil and my drink.
Right, so that's all things to sustain life, man. Covering, what it says in Sirach, you know, covering, you know, clothes for a covering, you know, oil, water, roughly paraphrasing. How did it start off? These are the principal things for man's life. So basically they looking at what? They looking at these heathen or the government as what? What gives them life, man. Instead of looking at the Heavenly Father through our Lord Yahweh Shah, the ones that give us life. You know? I don't know if it's Sirach 36 or 37.
I was going to quote, said, man, liveth not by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Heavenly Father. So this is what we trusting on is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But slow.
The Sirach 39 and 26, the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, and flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil, and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly, so the sinners, they are turned into evil. All right, so all these things are good for the godly, but for the sinners, this evil goddamn devil, all right, he turned all those things into evil. All right, not only did he defile all those different things, but he's also using them to what? To lure you into a trap. Yeah, I got the salt, I got the clothing, I got the food, I got everything that you need. If you want to continue to have it, you gonna have to come to me and get it, man. All right, and it's the point again. I quoted again the oinky finoki. All right, which is they was trapping the damn wild hogs. Okay, they was trapping them, and it talks about how cunning the trapper was.
Yep.
And this devil is what?
A cunning hunter.
He's a cunning hunter, man. So he's using these different tactics okay, strategies, you know, how a hunter would or something, you know, and he's using it on you people, and you don't even know it.
He called Esau a man of the field.
That's right.
You know?
This is Sirach 29 and 21. It says, the chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and a house to cover shame.
Right. The chief thing is read that again.
The chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and a house to cover shame.
And those were things that in a house, he give you your Section 8, he provides you with a house to live. You know what I'm saying? And Jake seeks to this government for those things. Not understanding that it's the Lord that provides these things for us, man. You know? So you can jump back to where you was at.
Back in Hosea chapter 2 and verse
read the verse again.
5.
Yeah.
And that's why he's gonna crash all these different markets, man. All right, the housing market is on the brink of collapse, okay, because they're upping all the prices. All these different markets is gonna collapse, and he's gonna say, look, I got the answer if you want to stay in that little apartment you got. I got the answer if you want to keep that little job or you want to get access to some food. I got the answers. All right, it's that seed hit, okay, and put it in you, everything go back to normal. And people's gonna not have nowhere to look. But we looking past this place. We're not looking for, you know, our children graduating and, you know, retirement and all that shit's done and over with, man.
And at the same time as he raising rent prices, mortgage prices going up, or price of living going up, look what he's doing with the homeless. He's also like, nope, it's illegal for you to be there, you know, but more people are coming home. So it's like, look at the psychological going back into the Piggly Wiggly, what you say? Oinky for Doinky, you know? You know? But that's the psychological, you know, deal that he's doing here in these last days with the people, man.
He's bringing that, the Lord is using him to bring in perplexity.
And it's really the Lord, yeah.
He's using him to bring in perplexity, uncertainty. You know, like you even had it to where now they're saying that the nurse profession is not considered a profession anymore.
Right, the education.
You know?
You know,
he's doing away with the whole,
it's not
Department of Education.
The Department of Education. They listed a whole bunch of degrees that are not considered professional anymore.
So they're not going to get funding, all right, to help them to get grants and to get to where you could borrow the money, man. So these are expensive. It's expensive to go be a nurse and everything like that. So now they're getting rid of that. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, now he's got AI teaching children in the schools. Like over in Texas, they got AI schools now. You know what I'm saying? And then they got the teachers in there. They're not even considered teachers. I forgot what they called them, like helpers or assistants. You know, but the AI is teaching them everything, man. This is the system that is being rolled out. This is the global reset, man.
And they show you that in all the futuristic movies.
Yeah.
It's not a teacher, it's a fucking screen.
Yeah, now when you even got to call certain places, man, it's just the whole AI, you know.
Automation.
Talking to you, it's like, man, goddamn.
I'm telling this nigga representative.
One, if, you know.
But
I'm telling this nigga representative, he said, well, tell me something so I can help you. Nigga representative.
Bro, it's even advancing. Like, I know one of the restaurants, they got it to where it's like this nigga will have a whole conversation. You'll say what you need, it'll calculate what you're saying. Oh, okay, well, we'll get you set up with your reservation and, you know, and do it all. Like, you know, that's what they're moving forward to, man.
Robot bartender, telling this nigga fucking your problems and shit. You know, or in some stores they got the janitor is just the fucking mop is just moving by itself throughout the aisles and shit.
And that's why John Deere, for the last 2-3 years, there's been mass layoffs, man. And people are like, well, who's taking over these jobs? Robots are. AI is running these.
Right.
And you know, at the job that I work at, you know, I work with John Deere motherfuckers. And they was like, yeah, well, you know, John Deere ain't producing too much right now because, you know, the production is down because of the robots need to be repaired. You know, and then the one dude made a slick remark, well, you shouldn't be laying off all those people then. You know, but the dude made a reply to John Deere dude when he was like, well, the robots don't come to work with an attitude. They don't talk back. They don't get sick. They don't need 30 minutes for lunch.
And these niggas, they're working damn 24/7.
And that's what they don't need breaks.
They need 2 days to repair this nigga.
And you don't have to pay for time off.
Right.
Insurance.
What the John Deere niggas? What did they do a couple years back, man? They all went on strike, so they had to give them all these benefits and holidays off. And robots ain't got nigga. The robot don't need a union.
Right.
You know, them niggas together. Somebody, we in a union. This what we need.
Man, Mike keep on. You know how the niggas be in the break room talking shit. Man, Mike keep on talking about we ain't gonna get Thursday off and all this other crazy shit. They do what they're programmed to do, man.
Yep.
And that's what they're all these layoffs. Bro, this place is over with.
And all you need
UPS laying a bunch of people off.
And all you need is one or two niggas to just maintenance. The robots. You know what I'm saying? One or two niggas. You got one nigga that's over the fucking the technical, the AI system shit.
Right.
He know how to program. He know how to coding and program shit. And there's one nigga that know how to screw and bolt.
Overseeing that shit.
And them the only niggas you need in the whole full warehouse, man.
Right.
You know.
Motherfucker malfunction and turn against the motherfuckers. Shit.
That's what AI taking over, man.
Yep.
I seen a video recently with Elon Musk. He's basically going into how recently in the future working is going to be optional, and it's like he's going into having prosperity for everybody through the UBI.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're not down with their system that they pushing forth, it's like you're not gonna be able to partake in that UBI.
And look at the word that you just said. The nigga said prosperity for everybody. Nigga, that's not prosperity, nigga.
Well,
they putting your ass in a straight grinder, boy. Your ass in a.
You're getting that shackle.
You know?
Man,
You're
only
getting
way
that
that
shackle.
was prosperity for everybody. If everybody had their own AI working for themselves, and you know what I'm saying.
That ain't even.
But I'm just saying, though. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't doing it like that. You know, they want to control everything. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna give everybody their own personal, AI something to do this and that. You know what I'm saying? But.
I wouldn't know what I would do with this nigga.
Man, shit, Chat GPT is all the nigga need. Nigga, pull my information for me, nigga. You know? But this is Hosea chapter 2 and verse 5 again. For their mother hath played the harlot, she that conceived them hath done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers. That
True prosperity, man, is what Yahweh Shai is bringing.
Yeah.
You know?
True reparation is what Yahweh Shai brings.
And for the world, it's going to start with Israel first. After the 1,000 years, these heathen get their punishment. But even after that, they're going to experience what true prosperity actually is, man. So where they have their own land, that they can work their own land and eat the food off their own, labor that they put in, bro.
our laws are good. Like, they're just, like, it's to breathe life, it's to have peace, like, a natural welfare system, a good ecosystem running smoothly.
Damn, bro.
Everything.
You ain't got to worry about bottled water. You know what I'm saying? You go to the store and shit, you just got to grab these bottles of water and shit. Then it ain't the kind you like. Hey, man, you going to restock these? Y'all got some more back there? Like, in the kingdom of heaven, bro, it's going to be that river that you got on your land.
Pure. That you can just drink out of.
That you can make a conduit,
Yeah.
You can just build, have your servants build an offshoot where this river flows right into, or you got an underground well, you know what I'm saying, with that purified water already, you know what I'm saying, that you sending your servants, out there to, hey, man, go, drop that bucket, pull that water out, man.
Quality H2O.
That's what's gonna be true prosperity in the kingdom of heaven, man.
Real fruits, fruit trees.
Man, there ain't no GMOs.
What the fuck is the fruit trees at?
Seedless fruit.
Yeah, that nigga Day say, man.
Taste the air.
Ain't no chicken heads, ain't no crackheads.
These niggas in the suburbs still catching hell. All right.
Nigga pool empty.
Pool empty, dirty.
They
Eviction
addiction.
notice. Nigga beefing with the essays down the street, man. Y'all the same people you fucking beefing with the goddamn essays.
Oh, the envy of Judah and Ephraim still there.
But you so happy to be out the hood. You think you made it in the sub baby mama drama? This bitch is scraping up your car.
It ain't even his. It ain't
You know,
even
he
his
said
story.
that bitch is 3 months pregnant. He said I thought she just had a beer belly. The fucking sister chasing your ass, man. Put
The
a
little
brick-
sister bigger than the big
Bigger
sister.
than the big sister, and she put a brick in your BMW that don't even got 20s on it, them 10s, but you keep them clean though. You got a car note on it. Come on now, man. That's making it.
And you working at Pinky's?
You working at Pinky's, got fired, nigga. Working for this Jerry curl nigga, man.
Say another mother. You know, but he living it though. Taste the air.
Right.
But that's life though. You know. Hell no.
That's
man.
all in one day. All on one Friday, you caught all that hell. We're not good. It says that there will be no complaining in our streets in the book of Psalms 144. We're not going to be complaining. None of our people, our children, can go out and you don't have to worry about them coming up missing. You don't have to worry about them being on a fucking milk carton or their face plastered on damn the wall of Walmart, man. What happened to all those children?
I was gonna say they don't even do that
They
no
don't
more.
do that no more. That was when I was, a little boy. They don't even do, but does that mean that children aren't coming up missing still? No.
They still disappearing.
Even more they coming up missing, man. We're not gonna have to worry about that, sending them to a school with strangers. Why
Miss Man.
Miss
Like
Man.
in a movie, scary movie,
Yeah.
man. You know, Miss Man, it's a whole dude,
With a skirt on.
identifying as a woman though.
A man identifying as a miss.
And he telling your son, like, it's okay. You can
Fucking
you can be a princess if you want
He
to.
thinks your son is cute, man. Trying to turn your son out. All right, it putting dresses on these little boys in daycare.
What, allowing the kids to get the permission to even go through those operations without the parents?
Yeah. Getting them hormone blockers, man. We're preaching this place getting judged. And a new heaven and a new earth being established on this earth. And when that new heaven and that new earth is established on this earth, everything will benefit from a righteous rulership. That's why in the book of Psalms it says, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn, but when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Everything is going to rejoice under the rulership of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach because this is his earth. All right, right now the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, but in due time the Lord will set up over this earth one that is profitable. Being Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, whom the world belongs to, and the righteous. One that is profitable, showing you that what? Everybody is going to profit off of a righteous rulership. You're not going to worry about your woman cheating on you, because if she does, we're going to enforce our laws, man. All right, y'all stone her then. Stone her and the nigga, man. Get that shit, get that evil off this earth. Get that evil off this planet. You're not going to have to worry about, all right, you sleep with a woman, come to find out she's a man. Come to find out she had an operation. And she turned her thing inside out and got some fake titties, man. That's actually a fucking possibility in this society. Where the motherfucker looked like a female, but the whole time it was born a dude. And then Esau just funded this person to get operations, to put titties on this nigga. It's a whole nigga, put titties on this nigga, get this nigga fake womb.
Yeah. Nicholas turned into Nicole.
God damn.
When I get Nobel,
Peace,
woman
of the year.
woman of the year.
To a man. No bill.
They gave woman of the year.
To a man.
And he wasn't even a so-called woman for a whole year.
Wow.
Man, that's why this place gotta go, man. You see that this place is not profitable for nobody, because you see this devil destroy everything, and including himself, and that's what you see happening.
But he can make it though.
Man, ain't no
But he
way,
can make
man.
Oh, bro. So Bruce Jenner can repent.
Man, he gonna be on the cherry. Man,
Bro, what?
Bruce Jenner can repent.
Yeah.
You know?
what the
That's
hell?
fucking wild.
This
man.
nigga can
that
throw
shit
some
ain't
fringes and he
funny,
gonna be cool.
bro. Shut the.
It says, Hosea 2:5, for the mother hath played the harlot, she that conceived them had done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers that give me my bread, and my water, my wool, and my flax, mine oil, and my drink. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns, and make a wall that she shall not find her paths.
Right, and that's why these people can't understand the truth, because they receive not the love of the truth. So the Lord hedged that way up from them, man. Now, this was talking about all of us at one point, but I'm applying it, in the aspect of these people who trust in this system. You know? Go ahead.
And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. And she shall seek them, but shall not find them.
Meaning what? They not going to show no favor, man. Right? You had all those, well, that same woman that they used in that campaign, she came back later like, oh, well, they tricked me. hey, they tricked me and they said that, and you know, getting their ass deported and shit, man. But that's that precept coming to life here in these last days, man. You know, and the Lord gonna bring their ass through a difficult time. You know, hedge up your way of thorns, meaning the way that you walking is full of thorns, bro.
So
just go through that. You just gotta go through
and they about to go through it, bro.
You just gotta go through
Spiritually, it's talking about how, you know, they gonna see the truth, man. You know, but physically, look at what the Lord is gonna put these people through, man, as He judged them, man. You know.
It says, and she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them.
I vote for Donald Trump, and look what he doing to your ass, man. Go ahead.
The great white hope.
Following after their ways, thinking that's what these niggas is doing. These niggas keep trying to tell you that a job is gonna get us up out of here.
Or
GED program is gonna help us get out of this situation. You're not gonna overtake these niggas.
Invest in black with the same dollar.
Bro.
You take you here it is. You spend all your money in black-owned businesses with the same so-called, you know, presidents on your money, man.
I don't know why. I mean, we already got examples of the Black Wall Street and all those.
It's been done before.
Already been there. This is what needs to be done right here. Trusting in the Lord. That's it, man. Turning into the Lord, calling on the true names of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and living according to Him, doing the things that's pleasing unto Him, man. That's it. You know, and the Lord is gonna come and fight for us.
Spreading the gospel like He commanded us to do. He said, do the work of an evangelist. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. And in Matthew 24, it says that the gospel of His kingdom shall be preached in all the world, and then shall the end come. So the propagation of this gospel, all right, is what's bringing in the end of this society. That's what's going to bring this devil down. That's what's going to allow us to overtake our enemies and to be brought up above them. Not niggas with businesses. Okay? That's not going to get us out this situation. Our problem isn't money. It's a spiritual problem, all right, that we're dealing with. So that's the only way that it can be fixed. By this word.
And this is the gospel. This is the good news, man. It's good news for the elect, but bad news to everybody else, man. And to those that despise this word, that didn't want to take heed, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to be, you know, go on into this world and do whatever the hell they wanted to do, build in this society. All that's going to come to naught, you know? So what you got?
It says, and she shall seek them, but shall not find them. Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband, for then was it better with me than now.
And you're going to have a lot of individuals, man, that's going to try to seek the Lord, but it's going to be too late, man. You know, then you're going to want to get right. Then you're going to want to look for those men that you scoffed and talked shit about, man.
Yeah.
You know?
They shall seek me early.
This talking about Israel as a whole. You know, their lovers, they went and followed after these heathens, and then they realized, you know, let me go back to the Lord, my first husband. But even in
The so-called parable, how the prodigal son.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly what happened with the son. He went and lived like how he lived. Then he said, bro, I'm going to go back to my father's house, man. Yeah. You know?
And even, you know, individually, there's a lot of these women that's been with the prophets, sending Jake through all type of hell. They're going to try to spin the block, man. All right? They're going to try to come back around.
What the brother say? You get that text? Hey, big head.
Hey, big head. Hey, stranger.
Who is this? Who this? Who this? Like,
it says, therefore, or verse 8, for she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. Therefore will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof.
And that's what the Lord's about to, he's about to strip these people from, you know, and he's going to use the devil that he used to give it to him to do it.
He said, I'll break the whole stand staff of bread and water in Jerusalem. And in Jeremiah said, there shall be a sword upon their treasures and a drought upon her waters, man. That's that treasure, when you go into that word, it means the storehouses. All right? And that's why in 2nd Ezra says the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. That's the Lord's doing, man. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, Therefore will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof, and will recover my wool and my flax, given to her, or given to cover her nakedness.
So the Lord gonna leave you out there, man, naked and hungry. You know?
And
Now
now,
he told us, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added on to you. Meaning what? He's going to take care of our raiment. He's going to take care of our food and our water and our shelter. He's going to take care of all those things. Why? Because we've been seeking him in his righteousness. Meanwhile, you niggas been seeking the cares of this life, the cares of this world.
Your own belly.
Your own belly. Therefore, what? Those things aren't going to be added on to you. Those things aren't going to be supplied to you. All right, the raiment, all your necessities, he's not going to give you those things, man. He said, my servant shall eat, like you quoted earlier, my servant shall drink. He said, not one of the servants shall perish. Thou shalt be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee. My hand shall cover thee, so that you and your children shall not see hell. The book of 2nd Ezra. All right, go ahead.
Scripture also says what? That he'll give us every needful thing in due season. So, hey, we're going to just trust in the Lord. That's our plan. A to Z, trust in the Lord, man. We ain't trusting in nothing this devil have to offer. Because what he has to offer is only going to lead to death anyway. So why choose that route? Why even go there? What you got, though?
it says, and now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, and none shall deliver her out of mine hand.
Yep, that's it. So you're going to understand that this is a divine judgment, man. And I'm thinking of Amos, you know, I gave you cleanest of teeth, yet you didn't return to me. You had to wander from one city to another just to get water. I caused it to rain on one city and not on another, and yet you still didn't return unto me. So therefore what? Prepare to meet thy maker, man. You're going to understand that this is a divine judgment from on high, man. You know?
I got that Genesis 47. This is Genesis chapter 47 and verse 15. And when money failed in the land of Egypt.
And it's going to be the same thing here, man. You know, this dollar is going to collapse. It's going to fall. You know? What's that also? A great crashing from the hills? You know, if a brother could pull that. And a while ago, man, you know, I looked that up in the chat. Do me a favor, man. Type into chat that particular verse.
Zephaniah 1 and 10.
Zephaniah 1 and 10. And what does it look like economically today? Read that for me.
Zephaniah 1 and 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second.
Is it like 10 and 11? Is it like, or just 10 by itself?
And I think it's just 10. And a great crashing from the hill.
Okay, that's okay, perfect.
It says, and howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you go into the history of this, no, I looked it up before. It's heavy. It's heavy, right? So, when you go into the history of this particular verse, this was speaking about, you know, the judgment to come upon Judah by the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, man. You know, and how that, you know, basically our whole system in lifestyle collapsed at that point, you know. But when we always apply it in today's time in a point of what, you know, Wall Street, you know, we apply this economically, man, because the fish gate is where they will sell fish. You know, so if there was a crashing from all these things, what it says, keep reading in that too, how the inhabitants of Maktish.
Verse 12, Salaki, verse 11, how ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for the merchant people are cut down.
So it's going into the merchants, man, you know, falling and you know, and getting into straits, you see, which is going to apply to what? America today, man. You know, I'm also thinking of Ecclesiastes 12, it says, when the silver cord shall be broken, man. You know, you could apply that to what? The monetary system, man. You see? And how this place is going to be broken and fall. Go ahead.
It says, all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off.
All they that bear silver are cut off, man. You know? So that's a collapse of what? The economy. You see? And this is what we're telling you is going to happen here in America. So you can read that, brother.
This is on the chat GPT. Zephaniah 1 and 10, what does it look like economically today? In context, Zephaniah is describing economic collapse and social panic in Jerusalem shortly before judgment. he uses locations in the city that were known for commerce, trade, and wealth. To show what it looks like economically today, here's a clear breakdown.
Yeah, look at places of America that's known for its high level,
Commerce.
e-commerce, man. Like Vegas. All right, Vegas was bringing in a lot of money. New York bringing in a lot of money. California, all right, in different areas, and they're bringing in a lot of money. Different areas in Chicago that's now dead. All right.
Different tourist attractions.
Tourist attractions Vegas was one of them. Yeah, I was watching a video on now how them niggas ain't bringing in money like that. And they're trying to figure out why. Well, it's the Generation Z. They don't like to gamble that much and this all type of other crazy shit. All right.
Niggas broke.
That's it, man. And
That's what happened. Niggas
Gamble?
gamble.
Yeah.
You want me to gamble what I barely got?
They got a lot of gambling like apps and shit now where you can press the damn button and it's doing the whole, what's the machines called?
The slot machine.
Yeah, slot machines is doing that on your phone. You doing that shit on your phone. A lot of these niggas gambling, the sports bets, just parlays and shit right off the phone. You don't need to go to no casino no more. But you got it.
It says, a cry from the fish gate, collapse in trade and import markets.
Yep. And I'm thinking of Isaiah 19. It says they that make sluices and nets for fish, all that is going to collapse. And when you look that up in a Google, the fishing market have been on a steady decline as well, man. So these are all things showing you that the fulfillment of prophecy is taking place right before our eyes, man. But you got it, brother.
It says the fish gate was a major commercial gate where goods entered the city, especially fish from the Mediterranean. Today, this would look like ports shutting down, e.g. Los Angeles, New York, Houston.
Right, example given. E.g. means example given, right? So what was happening, or the talks, when earlier at the beginning of this year, or toward the end of last year, you had those ports that the workers that went on strike.
Yep.
And they were talking about what would happen if those port workers wasn't working and those ships wasn't being unloaded, man. They were talking about what? How society would implode on itself. Because it depends on what those goods coming into the inner cities, man. Or toward the inner country, for lack of a better word, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, because if the supplies isn't coming off those ships, then they're not getting on the trucks. And if they're not getting on the trucks, then they're not getting into your stores. And if it's not getting into your stores, then there's not going to be any food in your belly or in your house.
And then there's going to be a thing where they, it's a term, and I forgot the name of the term, but it's hyperinflation. But pretty much it's the person that owns the store, because they know the goods ain't coming in, so now it's like, this is the last things, I'm a hike up the price. So it ain't like an economic thing, it's like a personal, the personal fucking store owner, like, nigga, this last bag of bread, nigga, I need $200.
Stretch it.
You know what I'm saying? And those are the things that would happen, man. Not just nationally, where it's like economically, like, bro, no, like, I gotta sell it at this price. You got certain individuals for personal gain start to hike up the prices, man. Because they know this is the last shipment coming in.
It says port.
There's a name for that, man, and I can't think of the
Price
term.
gouging? Price gouging?
Price gouging. Yep, price gouging.
It says ports shutting down. Example given: Los Angeles, New York, Houston. Shipping disruptions, empty shelves and supply chain breakdown. Spike in food prices because imports cannot get through. Fishermen.
And as you reading that, I'm thinking of multiple precepts, bro. One of them being Revelation 6. Where it says, a penny,
measure of wheat for a
measure of penny, measure of penny. A measure of wheat for a penny, man. A measure of barley for a penny. You see? Going into what? Hyperinflation, man. Then it went into what? The balances, the pair of balances, draconian measures. Yeah. So what? Society becoming more stricter.
And that's the spirit, because the balances it says yoke, right? And then going into back to the economic form, that magazine we were mentioning at the beginning, it had what? Yep, you can show it, But it had what? It had the what's the name?
Handcuff.
Yeah, handcuff, man. Had a handcuff, all right, on his hand. You know, and that's what's happening, man. This is a digital takeover, all right? Digital prison.
In 2025, they had that fist up, but it didn't have a handcuff. So all throughout 2025, what we've been seeing, protests. That represents what the power for the people.
Right, now they lock
those
that
for the
shit down.
protests. Now in 2026, they're telling you, oh, we gonna start locking niggas down for this shit, man.
Well, that's why you just had Trump mention that some of the Democratic niggas or whatever was speaking against him, and he was like, "What? They need to be dealt with severely, man. They should be put to death." You know, and people was making an uproar, like, "Hold on, like."
I think it was some propaganda video that the Democrats came out with.
It was something
And
like
Trump,
that. They
and
was
Trump,
talking
and
shit.
Trump said, bro, this is treason. This is punishable by death or something along those lines. I'm roughly, you know, remembering, you know, the post, the fucking Twitter post, you know, but I can't really, you know, think about the specifics.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's what it is, man. But there's gonna be those type of measures. It's gonna get there. That's the thing. You know, like these things we talking about, it's gonna get there. It's gonna get that bad. You know. It says spike in food prices because imports cannot get through. Fishermen, truckers, and import businesses collapsing financially.
That's all Isaiah 19. You know, there should be no work for Egypt, the head or rush. All these things is coming upon this place, bro. You got it.
What they say, the trucks is like the vessels,
arteries.
yeah, of the land. You know, shut that off. That shut down.
Cardiac
You know
life.
everything.
Yeah, life is in the blood.
Yeah.
So basically, they're saying the trucks transport the blood to the hearts. The heart is the inner, you know, the heart of a country is the inner. So those trucks is what you know, circulates the blood through the heart, man, and then it pumps back out. You see? But like you said, once that stops, then now what? Your blood stops flowing. What happens to the body?
Right.
Shut down. Everything gonna shut down, man.
That's why if your arteries clogged, you know what I'm saying, and the blood, and you know, it ain't properly flowing, and you know,
circulating.
Heart attacks and goddamn strokes, and that's what those things lead to, man.
You might have to, if your hand don't get the blood circulating, it don't work no more. You just
And it starts to die.
turn
You
black or blue or whatever.
Yep. And that's what heals. Like say if you got a cut in your hand, your blood circulating is what heals that cut, man. You know? Because the blood starts to, the vitamin K starts to coagulate, and then, you know, it eventually starts to scab, and it starts to heal, you know?
It says modern analogy. A global supply chain crisis or an economic shock that shuts down major ports, causing immediate national panic. And it says, on the sudden, the full storehouses shall be found empty, man. So things gonna happen like that.
When money failed, going back to that precept we read in Genesis, the money failed in Egypt, man. And then what happened? Turmoil happened after that within that city. And it was what? Joseph that sustained it, man. You know? Well, apply that to America today, man. America. Joseph is not here to sustain America. You know? He could be here on this earth in his last days. I'm not saying he's not here physically. I'm saying he's not here for Egypt like how he was back then, man. You know?
It says, howling from the second quarter, middle class urban breakdown. The second quarter, or new district, was an affluent, growing middle class area of Jerusalem. Today, this would look like rapid decline in middle class neighborhoods.
Do we not see that today?
A rapid decline, like, it's happening quick, man.
Precipitous.
You know, you see all these people complaining like, I can't pay for my house. You know, this one dude I was listening to, he was like, man, one of the most humbling things is getting that eviction notice because you can't afford your place no more. You know, he was like, that was humbling. And the Lord is bringing these different situations. This is what is causing people. It's a humbling, man. It's judgment. But it says surging unemployment. Small bit.
Ecclesiastes 12. The door shall be shut in the streets
No work
when the
for
sound of
Egypt.
the grinding is low.
Yeah.
In Isaiah the 19th chapter, man. You see? And keep in mind, bro, when I first came in, the apostles was teaching in Zephaniah, talking about how it applied to Wall Street and the economic, you know, of today. You know?
Yeah.
The chat is breaking it all down, and this was before the chat.
Right.
So it's just showing you the spirit is ahead of things, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
The world is catching up to what the prophet's been saying.
I ain't a Bishop Nate. I ain't learned this from Bishop Nate. I'll just be honest. I didn't learn this from General Yohana.
Not
You
gonna
know?
learn too much from them guys nowadays, man. They'll teach you that you're an Israelite, but now you got Nate teaching the wrong people that they're, telling them that they're Israelites.
It was the prophets of Great Millstone that went into what? These prophecies, bro. They went into these prophecies, these breakdowns. And right? And even though certain prophecies happened back then, what did they say? They qualified it. According to Ecclesiastes, the thing that have been is that which shall be. So this is what happened back then, but look how it looks today.
Yeah.
And how it applies today, man. You know?
That's deep.
It's heavy, bro. It's heavy, man. Go ahead.
It says, surging unemployment, small businesses shutting down, families losing homes.
And a lot of that happened in what? In 2020. Those small businesses, man. It was through what? Through that pandemic that swept through the earth, man. You know? And all that had an effect on the world economically, right? Go ahead.
It says, families losing homes because of debt or recession.
Mm-hmm.
Drastic increase in crime due to economic pressure.
Mm-hmm. The love of many shall wax cold. You know, see, all these things, man, is on the horizon, bro. You know? And we've been here, starting with our apostles on down for decades to tell you this, bro. Go ahead.
Modern analogy, economic recession hitting suburban and middle-class urban districts, people crying out because they can't pay bills, mortgages, or keep their businesses alive.
Now, ain't that rampant on social media? All these different people crying out, you know? And this is a prelude. The dollar ain't even collapsed yet, bro.
Yeah.
This is what it says. This has happened after the crash of the hills in the second gate. None of that happened yet. You know? So just imagine how rapid or how heavy it's going to be when the money, when this dollar actually falls, bro. Right now, it's on a precipitous decline, as they say, man. But just wait till it ain't worth shit, man. You know, I'm thinking of the Deutschmark. You know, they always got that, I don't know if brothers seen that,
with the barrels,
they had that wheelbarrow of all those, that German money, man.
Hyperinflation.
You know? And it's coming back to that, bro.
What about the Zimbabwe? All right, Zimbabwe, they printed out $1 trillion bill, man.
Right.
You know, and the same thing where they're taking all this, these fiat, these federal, these reserve notes, that dollar.
That's not
right?
backed by nothing.
That's not backed by nothing. They're taking barrels of it to go get, a piece of bread, man. And that's what's going to happen here in this society. These people not ready for it. These people not thinking about it. And their squeeze is being put, they're getting boiled and they don't even fucking know it.
Yep.
They're getting choked. The life is getting choked out of them. These dumbass people don't even fucking know it, man.
Snake on the Jungle Book.
Yep.
You know, like he'll sing and he'll hypnotize you, and the whole time he lulling you to sleep,
Yeah.
he was wrapping himself around your ass, man.
And that singing and that is the entertainment,
Yep.
man. The entertainment that you
Distractions.
get. And the distractions. You got the fucking four the fights tonight, man. You know, for if you like football season, if you like football, every time you go to work, these niggas what? They talking about NFL, they talking about college,
The
football.
NBA season started.
They talking about fucking basketball. The MLB just got finished, man.
Last week you had UFC. You had these major UFC fights.
UFC, the bread and circuses,
It's
man.
all these distractions that's out here, man. You know, now not even those major events, but now you got even the smaller ones, man. You know, the debate leagues. You know what I'm saying? These talking heads and
Streamers.
podcasts and and all. You know.
Social media bullshit. What this social media or this celebrities doing in that shade room bullshit. Drama with some people that you never fucking met before. You all into it. You all invested into some other people's lives and drama, man. Meanwhile, this devil is about to come down having great wrath. Go ahead.
It says, a great crashing from the hills, fall of the wealthy class, luxury sector, and financial centers. The hills around Jerusalem house the mansions of the wealthy and aristocrats. Today, this would look like collapse of major banks, hedge funds, or investment firms. luxury housing markets crashing, high-end companies downsizing or going bankrupt.
Macy's,
Yep.
you know, all these different, you know, businesses are shut. 100 stores here.
Retail
you know,
apocalypse.
200 stores here closing down, you know?
Malls, look at the malls.
Through.
Look, all the malls is through. 15 years ago, you know, you could think back at their malls and they was popping.
And that was all strategic too when you think about Amazon
Yep.
and the people buying things online and being shipped to their house, and now they don't have to physically go to these stores, you know?
Fucking the restaurants, they're dying down. You know, restaurants and all that whole, bro, it's over with. It's over with, and these niggas is still trying to build here. Go ahead.
It says, wealthy districts losing value rapidly, economic panic on a national scale.
On a national scale, all of America, bro. You know, this is what we come into.
Like, yeah, go ahead.
Modern analogy, what you would see when Wall Street crashes or when luxury markets plummet, economic destruction among the rich. In summary, Zephaniah 1 and 10 today looks like a multi-layered economic meltdown. Top level, national panic, system-wide economic instability, people crying out from every economic class. By sectors, trade, import sector collapses.
Now I'm thinking of Isaiah 24. The door shall be shut in the streets. Because when that happened, what? People gonna start to riot.
Yep.
People gonna start to loot.
Yep.
People, you know, what it says, insurrection, second address. You know, they shall not regard their kings and princes, right? So what? The martial law gonna be declared, man. Order. You know, Esau gonna try to reestablish order, man. You know, and then eventually, what? That new system is gonna come into play, man. You know, read that last part again for me.
It says, national panic, system-wide economic instability, people crying out from every economic class.
Right. And that's what I mentioned, Isaiah the 24th chapter.
I got that.
You know, you got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 24 in verse.
The city of confusion is broken down.
Yep. This is
Or you can start up, depending on, you know, use your discretion.
I'll start at verse 6. It says, verse 7. Yeah, verse 7, it says, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabernacle.
Merry-hearted do sigh. All these people coming out on TikTok, what? Sighing. They've been out of work for a year. All right, been applying to all these different jobs, getting sent for a loot, can't afford groceries, got a full-time job and a part-time job, still barely getting by. These people is mourning. Okay, the white woman. It's the white woman too. Okay, she's all on TikTok talking about how this shit not working, man. And this her society. This her kingdom.
It says, yeah, because that's verse 10. It says, verse 8, the mirth of tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song.
All that shit's gonna cease. All right, little concerts, the clubs. All right, all that shit is gonna cease.
I got something for you real quick. Because it says the new wine ceaseth all joy, right? Read that verse 7 again.
Verse 7, it says, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh.
Right, so I went to my nigga chat. What does Isaiah 24:7 look like today? Isaiah 24:7 says, what the brother just read, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. This verse poetically describes joy drying up, because the things people normally depend on for celebration, abundance, and stability are failing. If we express the same dynamics in today's world, it would look like several modern patterns. Number one, economic decline causing loss of joy, which we read that Zephaniah, right? Rising prices for food, housing, and necessities leave people stressed rather than joyful. Businesses that once thrived close, symbolizing the vine languishing. Entertainment, nightlife and hospitality struggle because fewer people can afford leisure or leisure. Today's equivalent of wine mourning.
Hey, just to even add, because for the past, I'll say it's been happening already, but I know like out here, like I've been talking to different owners and different things at different bars. They're like, man, it's just getting slow. Like, I don't know, maybe it's the holidays and everything like that. And I'm like, nigga, are you not living in this economy?
Niggas hurt.
It's like people are hurt, and then it's like you got people.
And just real quick, it's cheaper to get drunk at home. Instead of buying a $7, you know, it's cheaper to get drunk at home, man.
Shot, $12 shot.
And then what people are doing, they're going to certain places and they're not getting any drinks. Because it's like they can't afford they can't afford a drink. I'm like,
they still drinking though.
Yeah, at home they get
yeah. Niggas still drinking.
They go to the spot.
Go out to the car, get a couple shots, come back in.
You know?
Got the wristband already, man. They're not buying with the whole red pill movement. You know,
they ain't buying shots for the bitches.
Not buying shots for the bitches. The bitches ain't buying shots because the bitches is broke. Yeah. They going there looking for some niggas to buy some shots, but this nigga's learning that, man, I done been buying bitches shots and ain't been going home with nothing.
No box.
But empty pockets, man.
Yeah, full sack and empty, you know, empty pockets, man. Through.
Shit.
It says today equivalent of wine mourning is families cutting celebrations because they can't afford them. Holidays becoming financially burdensome instead of joyful. And I had the nigga I work with, he was like, bro, man, it just don't feel like Thanksgiving, man. I don't know what's wrong. It just don't feel like, and I'm like, bro, like, and I was talking to him, I'm like, bro, where I'm from, when the holidays come around, the city, you know, not just people in the city, but the city officials, the city would decorate the, you know, you would see the fucking Christmas lights and all that.
Well, down here, when I was younger, down here, every fucking tree would have lights on it.
This whole thing would be decorated.
And you just ride through downtown and get that whole Christmas feeling. Now look at these, you know.
They don't even do it. You know, and that's, and you said you being raised here, but going back to Chicago or wherever, they don't do that no more, bro. Nah, they not doing it, bro. You know? So this is what we're living in. We're living in what we reading, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's talk about now.
It says holidays becoming financial burdensome instead of joyful. Restaurants, bars, and community spaces losing energy and customers.
And then it's like they're trying to come to like, well, what can we do, man? Maybe we need to spice it up and do this and that and the third. It's like this shit's over with, man.
It's done.
It's a wrap. It's like, and this is what the prophet's been prophesying about, like these times. All right, this shit is over with, man.
Number 2, agricultural or supply chain breakdown. Seeing how these prophecies relate with each other, man, and how they all tie in together, right? Vineyards and wine production in Isaiah symbolize economic stability. Today, this looks like droughts, heat waves, and climate disruptions hurting crops. What they talking about? The term they keep fucking using, man. Climate control or global warming. That's the word. Global warming, man. Right? But it says droughts, heat waves, and climate disruptions hurting crops. Farmers losing harvests, dairy shortages, or higher food prices. They that till the ground shall mourn. The blast shall fail. All these prophecies, man, right? Which adds to what? The decline of the society, man. It says, or higher food prices, supply chain shortages leading to scarcity.
On top of Esau going through and culling the animals.
Yep.
You know.
Recalls, contaminations, and all that.
Like Tyson companies shutting down and all of these, and that's added on top of all of this. That's why when it says a time like no other that's ever been on the earth, like the scriptures ain't lying, man. This is gonna be worse than all, and then especially here in Babylon. That's why it says in that book of Revelation, man. He gave him power over the fourth part of the earth, man. You know, to kill with the sword and the famine and so on and so forth, man. It's gonna be real bad here in Babylon, man.
Divine languishing in 2025 terms is grocery sales spinning, higher food costs, crops failing in wine-producing regions seen recently in California, Europe, and Australia. Number 3, societal exhaustion and loss of celebration. All the merry-hearted do sign matches rising anxiety, depression, and public fatigue.
Mental health issues is at an all-time high.
Everybody on edge, people just crashing out. It's like every week you hear about somebody crashing out at their job or crashing out because of this and that and the third. You know, violent crimes happening, man, unheard of stuff. You know, people are on edge, man.
It says, people feeling too stressed or burdened to celebrate life events.
That's the spirit, because when I woke up, a video was playing, you know, I was kind of like, you know, waking up and shit, but I'm hearing this woman, she's like,
Damn.
she's going in on how she's getting evicted, but she was invited out by her friends to go and celebrate something, but she was like, how can I go and celebrate knowing that I'm fucking being evicted? She said, how can I have fun if I know that I'm being evicted? You know what I'm saying? So that's showing you that, like, these people, they can't really get into that energy when they know that they're struggling, when they know that they don't have a job. Like,
Right.
How can I go have fun when I've been looking for a job for months and I haven't found one? My car's getting repoed.
Think about where I'm gonna live, if I need to go move in with my parents, or, you know, if I need to go do this and that and the third. Like, these are the things that people are actually facing on a daily on a daily basis, that burden of all that, man. You know? And the economic collapse, going back to that Zephaniah, Chat GPT, it said that these are the things that happened before the judgment. Now, this is a part of the judgment, but before that final, it's like, this is what the Lord, he's doing, man.
In that Genesis 47 where it says money failed, we should have typed it in and see what does that look like in America today.
Yeah.
But it says festivals, concerts, and gatherings losing energy because people are tired or worried. This is the culture mood where joy feels muted, people feel drained rather than lively.
Yeah, people are working doubles all the time. You know, I know niggas that work 7 days a week right now. 7 days a week. Like, you know.
3 jobs. Got 3 different jobs.
Oh, he got one day job, then as soon as he get off, he's going right to the other, his night job. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing that. He has to do that.
Uber too.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's just to barely get by.
To barely.
Barely get by.
Just to get by.
It says people feel drained rather than lively. Society as a whole seems heavy.
You feel that? Everybody's feeling that, man. Everybody's complaining on TikTok. I just feel like I don't know.
It's uncertainty.
Perplexity.
You know, it's that uncertainty, man. So you got it back.
It says, verse 8, the mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice ended, the joy of the harp ceaseth.
Yep.
They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down, every house is...
Basically, they can't escape. Even if they do drink, they can't escape their sorrows and depression, because what it do, it adds to it. You know, at one point they used to drink to forget the sorrows.
Right.
Now they drink and it adds to the depression, man.
Yeah.
You see?
It's that heavy.
It make that rager. You know,
Right.
Bring it out the emotions.
Go ahead.
It says, there's a crying for wine, or Salaki, verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, that no man may come in. It says,
And that's what's gonna happen. Martial law, you know, different cities you can't be able to enter in, you know, curfews,
Yep.
you know.
Yep. In the NLT, the city rides in chaos. Every home is locked to keep out intruders. Just going back to the point you was making earlier about what, man, people's gonna be breaking into other people's houses. They're gonna be shut.
Not regarding their kings and princes.
You know, because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. You know, they're gonna go into other people's cribs. It says, there's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. All joy is dark. And that's a beautiful thing, man, because that's what John, the 16th chapter. All right, it says that your sorrow shall be turned into joy, and pretty much their joy is being turned to sorrow. You know, this is what the Lord is doing, man. See, we're elated by seeing these prophecies. Like, yeah, man, the Lord ended the mirth of this place, man. These people is going through it. They suffering. We're rejoicing, man. All right. While these people is just in perplexity, man.
And we going through it too.
Yeah. It's like,
You know?
like the prices.
Yeah, brothers
change.
affected by these things too. You know, like nigga, our price still normal.
Right. When I go to check out, it's
Like, no, we going through it too. But see, we got hope, man.
Yeah.
We understand why these things are taking place, you know?
That's why we've been out here serving the Lord. We ain't been doing this for nothing. We had a hope and plowing and hope, an expectation of the Lord to, have his servants eat. So it's like, shit, let me serve, so that we could be protected in all these evils.
Because all these things must come to pass.
Yeah.
You know? Yahweh Shah said, when you see these things, lift up your hands because your redemption draweth nigh, man. So yeah, I'm spending more money at the grocery store, but at the same time, nigga, fuck this place.
Yeah.
Our redemption is nearer than what we believed, man. You see? So my heart ain't invested in this. If my heart was, I'd be like, damn, man, prices, man. Worried about money, saving money, and eating, and down, all that shit. Nigga, I ain't worried about this shit, dog. Go ahead.
It says, there's a cry for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
The mirth of the land is gone, man. And we can see it, in the last couple of years, bro, when these holidays come. So-called holidays, man. It's like, bro, yeah.
Families ain't getting together no more. Because last time niggas was arguing and fighting.
Yep, and multiple people, people in the world, multiple people, you hear them just, it's just, it don't feel like Christmas. It doesn't fit, it doesn't have a spirit, it don't have a feel to it. And it's like, bro, all this shit through.
Even in my family, like we used to have, when I was younger, everybody would be gathered together, but now like Thanksgiving is all splintered and it's like, there's different Thanksgivings throughout our family. It's like 5 different Thanksgivings. And they all small. It's like, it's just different. It's not the same. Just adding to the point.
That's it, dude.
It was a nigga at my job the other day. He was mentioning about like on Black Friday, how like back then how people used to like camp outside of like the grocery stores. He was basically saying like people don't even do that no more.
Yeah, like, hey, when have you heard about a motherfucker dying at Black Friday now?
Yeah.
Back in the day, you used to hear motherfuckers get stepped on, Now you don't hear that shit no more, bro.
That's just fucking hurt.
Broke. What that nigga say? America's broke. We're broke.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, regular dumbass people, is waking up to the fact that they just, how they manipulate the prices for Thanksgiving. For Black Friday, man. You know how they
hike it up
before, and then it looks like it's on sale
but
when
it's
it's
back
really,
to normal.
It's normal price.
not really
It was like it was 3 months ago.
the mall, it's not the same, bro. It's like, I see someone like, is there even Black Friday still? Like,
Are we doing
motherfuckers
this
still
year?
go to the malls? Like, when you just go to a mall and just really walk around and going through store, who does that anymore? That's ancient day shit. That's old time, like, people still do that?
Like, you ain't got time to be browsing, and I ain't got money to
Around
browse.
again. Who got money or time to
Money
walk
browse.
around looking for stuff to buy?
For some
Who
shit
the fuck?
you ain't got. You can't get.
To do what? The bars is through, like we just read. The restaurants is through, like we just read. What is there to do out here? I ran into my shoe plug. You know what I'm saying? He got all the. He's like, man, you don't fuck with me, man. I was like, man, I don't be going nowhere. Nigga, I don't need to buy no shoes. All right, what the fuck I need to buy shoes and buy clothes and get all dressed up for what? I ain't doing shit. I go to work, nigga, I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? I'll be with these brothers, class, camp, gym. Fuck me to get some over expensive ass shoes for it, man. Everything is fitting. Niggas talk about businesses and all this shit. 6 figures ain't shit no more. 6 figures ain't what it was 15 years ago. 6 figures is regular,
Yep. And everything we just read, man, is going to lead to what we was going into at the beginning of camp, man. Which is going to lead to the MOTB, man. And once again, these other camps, these guys, they're not telling you about all these things. They're not preparing your minds for what's about to happen to this place, man. And how Esau in the end is going to pull out this seed here as in a form of what? Salvation, man. And these people going to willingly accept it. Just to go back into what they think is a normal way of life, man. But you heard it from the prophets, man. So that's it.
Hey, so having that being said, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Pushing out this word in all sincerity and in truth. With that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom. Kwan Yasha Allah.
Kwan
Kwan
Yasha
Yasha
Allah. Abba, Abba.